lemons. Fucking
You woo.
You woo, I woo, we all woo, ooh woo.
Hello,
You too.
guys. The first words was with the stream was just Ben's whatever it was.
Murdering of the ice cream. Phrase.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna speak too much about the session because I don't remember too much of it. So I'm gonna basically pull that pressure on Ash. And it's been a while, and my memory recently, you know, Liam, I've been struggling pretty fucking bad. So I'm gonna let Ash have all that pressure, and she's gonna figure it out as I get into Gorgle mode.
Alright, so where we last left off, the party, context needs to spun a little bit on this one from a few sessions prior to get to where we are, because it's been a bit of an arc. The party decided to split up a bit and just search around a bit, and half the party went off on a very far off mission to just kind of like find out why nature was just being strange in general. And they decided the druid shouldn't be brought along for this job as well. Very interesting decision.
The druid was schmoozing with the fancy pantsy people.
But so they tried to take on a very large, very powerful dragon. 3-on-1. It found a delicious, juicy, bloody steak.
A5 Wagyu Paladin, yeah.
Oh no, it's not A5. It's very muscly and dense. It's like ribeye.
Oh.
Anyway.
And made off with it. The party then fell back to get reinforcements and gather their strength and resources. The paladin found themselves awake in a cave, kind of just in what seemed to be a bit of a feeding pit. Decided they didn't really want to be in that feeding pit and just took the gamba and wandered off semi-aimlessly to see what they could find, see what they could do. They bumped into someone kind of dark, hard to see in the night, hard to see in the lack of lighting. And tried to strike up conversation, at which point they were almost immediately knocked unconscious. And then they woke up again, this time in front of a large variety of foods. Primarily meats, a few different types of breads, eggs, etc., but very meat-heavy meals. And they decided at this point, you know, I'm just not going to fight it. I'm just going to get nice and comfortable. And just kind of sat there snacking for a bit, trying to recover their strength and energy. The rest of the party covered a large amount of ground, finally reaching what they believe to be the fortress of said creature that kidnapped their paladin. They did a little bit of recon, a little bit of infiltration, and they have managed to locate their paladin, who is mildly bound, but eating heartily to replenish their strength at the moment. And we last left our party outside, regrouped, save for the Minotaur Paladin, and figuring out what they wanted to do next.
Well, I think we should just like, as you saw him in there, Lovey, didn't you? So we should just like go in and get him. Lovey?
Are you suggesting that we just open the door, walk in, and be like, sorry, we've come to pick up our mate, and then go and get him?
Well,
or do you mean we do all guns blazing? Do we knock?
Well, I mean, they tried to kill Dave, and I think we should go and, like, if they're there, fuck them up, and then take Dave.
I mean, he was in manacles, but I don't know what Dave has done. So he could be in manacles for a reason.
Were the manacles heavy? Because I could just pick him up. He doesn't have to be, like, we can break them later.
But if they're attached to something...
I'll break the thing they're attached to.
I don't know, I wasn't focusing too much on that. There's a lot of people in there. There's also a lot of innocents. I believe there was quite a few people in the kitchen.
But if they're all, like, feeding the, like, slaves to the dragon, they're all serving it, and then they're all bad, right?
Not so much. Some people do very strange things for money, or because they've been forced to. Paladin Dave could be. I don't know whether he's going to be a snack or whether he's like, you know. Do we know who lives here? Is there anything Secundus can tell us about this man?
No, Chade, it was a ruin. Chade said it was a ruin when he saw it. And it was just very foggy when he was riding past it a couple of years ago. I know, I think we were discussing that the dragon vampire was probably a servant to a greater vampire. Also, I know vampires can't enter a domicile without asking permission, but does that mean they really don't like people entering their domicile without permission? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they ain't like the dragon's teeth entered Dave without permission, so it's like payback, isn't it?
This is it. I knew that there were other people in the house other than the ones I saw. Like I could hear. Am I right, Ash, in saying that I could hear other people in other rooms that I didn't go into? Like there were lights on and stuff like that.
Yeah, they sounded pretty busy. You heard a lot of footwork. You heard people moving between the rooms. You kind of did your get the core information and get out as quick as you could to avoid any risks. They seemed fairly distracted and fairly aloof of a single mouse just kind of skittering about, but
I'll explain
because
this.
of that, you didn't get much like intention out of them.
Yeah, I just could tell that there's other people in other rooms. There's lots of people in there. It was quite busy.
Was there anyone?
Like I said, I don't did.
Was there anyone between the door and Dave?
No. So when I went in, I went right into the hallway, down the hallway, followed my nose, and then there's a kitchen on the right, but at the end is where Dave is. There was nobody between my route other than going into the kitchen.
So he's by the door where we get in, so we could just go and get him and get out really quickly.
Just walk in, take him, nobody spots us, that's good. Otherwise, as long as we don't attack anyone, we can just take our friend and leave.
It was a bit of a long hallway, and while there was nobody like standing guard in between, there were people like occasionally just moving back and forth about different places of the manor.
I've been here and we haven't played for a month. Is my dad here?
No.
No.
We are on our own. We were supposed to try and bring someone with us so we, have proof that, when we killed this thing, you did kill it. But you charged off before we could point out the fact that if it is a vampire dragon, it's more than likely going to turn to dust, so you can't bring its head back.
I knew Chade was stable. I thought my father came with us, but I could be wrong.
With you or the wedding that's happening right now at the same time?
That's it. Yeah. I thought it was going to stay with the wedding because they were more focused.
I don't know. Yeah.
Did they care about you possibly messing things up, or the most important part of their child's life?
Yeah, we've had several dragon-related conversations, so yeah, no, that's fine.
From what I remember, your father literally said to you, "Go fix your problem," because Paladin David got lost. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't this dragon's affecting us. It was more like, you've caused this, if that makes sense. That's the general vibe I was getting.
They did volunteer to go help you as a lower priority. Like, yeah, once our stuff here is done, we'll come help as well. But it was
3 days.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They're like, yeah, we'll totally help you send out a scouting party, etc. Once we're like done here, this is kind of more important. If it comes to attacks here, we'll defend the place. But if it's been fed for a couple days, we can have the wedding first.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Paladin Dave was what do you call it? I don't know the word. Basically, they were happy that Paladin Dave would eat because it meant that the dragon wasn't gonna get involved.
Sacrifice?
Sacrifice, I think, is the proper phrase.
Yeah, I see it as more nuanced, but yeah, okay. Daddy's not here. Daddy's not home. Okay. Right.
Oh yeah, there definitely could be more nuance to it, but more just like the surface level, like throwaway. Yeah. They're like, yeah, he can go be a sacrifice.
So shall we go and get him then before he becomes a sacrifice?
Do we want to go in quiet?
I mean, if if we could sneak in and get him and then like run away, then that's cool.
Should we maybe go around the outside of the building and maybe see if there's another entryway point?
But you know, but you know where he is if we go in the front door. Whereas if we go in the back, then we're gonna have to find him.
That is very true.
Right.
It's just because he's at the end of a long hallway.
Well, you gotta go very quickly and very quietly.
Yeah, options. Do we use our manners and knock on and ask? Since we're saying, no, we're going to sneak in, we're not going to do that. So why don't we just quickly get through the door, get him out, and provided no one attacks us and we don't attack them, all should be good.
Cool. Quick, quiet, efficient. Like it.
I mean, are we here to kill the vampire? I mean, it would help benefit my family.
Yes, that's a great secondary objective.
Yes, I'm not saying you just made it sound like as soon as we got the paladin, we leave.
No, we'll figure out what he knows afterwards. Okay. If he's alive, then he must know something.
Yes.
Also, sorry.
I just said, "Hey, well, let's go get."
Do we maybe? We want to try and draw him outside, right? Because if we're in his house or in his domicile or their domicile, so do we want to try and draw him outside where we've got more space to spread out a little bit and not be in his house?
What time of day is it again?
Like eternal night at the moment. When we get close, didn't the ground start trying to attack us?
A little bit. The world started to attack you a little bit.
I'm thinking we're already within his the domicile.
Okay.
Being outside the building does not have any difference.
The professional term is a layer.
A layer. Okay, I've heard that before.
Yes.
That's it. Because so we've got like two objectives here, haven't we? Get Paladin down so he's safe, but also prevent them from going after the wedding, which is what your father seemed to be worried about.
I guess he's worried about the lands as well, but like, you know, cementing the dynasty for generations is obviously his fixation at the moment.
Yeah, it makes sense though, you know. He's going from B-list to A-list. So yeah, it makes sense.
I'd say D-list, but yes.
D-list. Sorry.
Wow.
Is that in character? Because it
was. So, do you want me to cast a little spell? I don't know if it's still up. I cast it before we went in, but I don't think I'm that kind of like that isn't my circle. Give me 2 seconds. Let me double check.
What?
She's trying to remember whether or not she has passed with that trace on. I believe she's already cast it once, but
I cast it when we were arriving.
It's whether she still has it.
I
don't think wild shape hurts your concentration.
I don't think any circle, it doesn't affect it. Just some circles you can cast whilst in wild shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But if you
Casting while in and maintaining concentration on are two different things. I think you would maintain your concentration just fine.
Yeah, you cast it, then go into. You should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I just wanted to check we're better druids than I have. Some of you guys have been druids for a lot longer than me.
I've never been a druid.
Sorry, I meant because
no, it's one of the few classes I've never been.
No, but you know quite a bit about it because you've had to help Liam with his.
Yeah, that's fair. I've practically been a druid twice.
So, Pass Without Trace is still running. Let's. Can anybody open the door? Like if it's locked?
Yeah, I can.
No, quietly.
Yeah.
Can you pick a lock?
Yeah. He's getting increasingly unsure, but he's still saying yes.
Flynn, you're very dense. Are you able to pick a lock?
I can give it a good go. I can have a try. Do we have a lockpick on us? I take that as a no.
I got
No,
I got a knife.
stuff. So
They're
a little.
Gogo pulls a small knife out of his bag. I got this.
First idea is the door even locked?
I'll walk over to the door and give it a little like.
Very quiet attempt to try and open it.
Yeah, like slow and steady, trying not to create too much squeaking of a lock. Do you know what I mean? Just testing it gently.
Okay, roll me a dexterity check.
To open the door.
Yeah.
Like, quietly open the door.
Quietly. Is that just flat dex?
Yeah.
There's
Like, it's one of those things where it is really easy to not kick a pot on the floor, but when you're trying to be quiet and you have to focus on a lot of things,
Yeah.
you know.
It could be a 6, because I should be rolling with advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the door does open. You hit that one squeak and you try and like move past the squeak, and it's like, do I go slow? Do I go fast? And like that's just kind of like the tiny little hiccup that you have more so.
The good thing is though, with the passing out of traces, it could blanket the sound out. So
Yeah.
Also, if anybody on the opposite side was staring at the door, they see the door handle shift, kind of deal. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and the pass without trace does muffle that. It's more just kind of like in the back of your brain. You're trying to be really quiet. You're trying to be really careful, and just you get that squeak in your brain. It's just like, what? No, bad door. Faster, slower. How do I?
I mean, I could try talking to the door. Do I have to?
What?
When I talk to the door, you know, I'd have to literally cast. Is a door a plant? It's not a plant. We've had this conversation.
It's a dead plant, so it's speak with dead and speak with plants would have to be up at the same time.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Mike.
descending into madness. Is she okay?
No, none of us are okay.
Okay, fair enough.
I have never ever heard of a druid trying to commune with a door.
Trying to convince the door to open. Speak with the dead plant.
You never know. Maybe my wizard might develop a spell.
You know what? If I would allow someone to multiclass druid cleric just to do shit like that, talk to the furniture. Who sat on you, stool? Who?
I mean, there's other spells that allows you to use the last person who ever touched it, but yeah.
Yeah, but this is a lot less levels.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, so door opens and I'll kind of like do the finger over the shush.
Gorgor's going to, even though they're a little dead, grab a stealth bush from the garden.
Okay. Roll me a strength check to just like how cleanly and comfortably you tug it out of the ground.
Yes.
Kind of the whole thing out by its roots, and you kind of end up with like just the upper half of it.
That's the bit that does the magic. The roots means it can be put back down again. That is not my problem. Yet.
Can I, whilst this is going on, I've opened the door just a creak so I can peer down and see if there's anybody in our direct line, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Passing perception.
Perception. Sorry, it's been a while since we've played D&D, like 2 weeks nearly. I've forgotten how to play.
So I'm helping you guys I'm just having you guys roll dice. Like, hey, come on now.
Yeah.
You want to roll to sneeze? Sure, absolutely. Roll to sneeze. I don't know. Just roll some dice, get it warmed up, get going.
Can I roll to live, please?
Sure. Roll to eat your burger
Breathing
that is
shock.
poisoned.
Would that be survival?
Yeah.
For the surviving. -1. Come on.
Oh.
I would have loved if you got a 1 with a -1. 0.
Oh god, he just dies. He chokes on his food. He chokes on his food. Oh
Again,
no.
choking, you have 3 rounds to be saved by the party.
He gets to breathe.
Yeah, and because he's manacled as well, he can't even save himself. Oh no.
Passes unconscious and then just death saves.
You feel like one of the bites you have goes down the wrong pipe, but it's small enough for you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's just a little uncomfortable. You get that little like awkward cough.
Yeah. Ooh, one goal. Ooh.
Yeah, you peer down and nobody seems to be looking your way at the moment, and you don't see anybody just like stood out and about in the hall at the moment. You hear a bit of chatter noise coming from the kitchen. Up into the right. You hear a little bit up into the left as well. One of those rooms. And then just the loudest of eaters. You can hear Paladin Dave from the front door.
Well, I hear him smoke and roll my eyes. And
Like, the moment you're through the front door, it's almost like there's this kind of like Danny the Realist will not affect, like, except kind of invertedly.
yeah.
Like in Phasmo, like when you walk through the front door, you instantly have that like
audio pitch
kind of have
change.
yeah, you kind of have that same little pitch change, but it's a little bit more like now you can hear the house almost as if the house had a silent spell about it.
Mhm.
Oh, so there's like an eeriness to it.
There's an eeriness outside where it's just deathly silent, and the moment your head is like half an inch through the door, you can just hear all the buzz going on about the house, people moving about, people talking.
Okay.
I'll gently like pat Flynn on his shoulder and like point towards my head, as in like, can you?
Yoik. What do you need? I can't hear anything you say, but
I'll mouth the words then, because I'm trying to keep as quiet as possible. Can you message him? Like tapping my head, because I know you can do that weird talky thing.
if I can see him, yes.
We need him to be shh.
Well, when I see him, I can tell him from that to just be quiet and do what we say.
Because I reckon that'll be our downfall, is if Paladin is like, hello, very loudly. Anyway, I'm going to go into the house. I'll open the door.
Quietly, and we'll stealth down the corridor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Mission Impossible song starts playing, you know the drill.
We all stealth in.
Yeah. I have like extra bonuses because I've got a bush.
What you believe, that's okay. Ash, on this roll stealth checks.
Yes, please, from all of you.
Don't forget, you have a +10 currently active.
There's no global modifier for that, is there?
No.
I mean, there is. You know how we do the global modifier attack and damage thing on the other page, Danny. There is a global skill modifier field above, so you could add it if you wanted.
Yeah.
But that's just global.
Might be something to do maybe for next session.
Yeah, no, definitely. I ain't gonna fuck about with it now.
All right, Paladin Dave, you do manage to sneak that chicken leg into your armor without anyone noticing.
That +1 isn't a thing. That's the global skill modifier. I accidentally ticked it on.
Okay. Now, are you all kind of going in single file? Just rough. How are you guys doing this? I know you guys are slowly sneaking your way in.
I'll be near the front.
Give you a little bit of a picture.
I'll be near the front because Lovey's gonna be like leading the way because she knows where Dave is, right? So I'll be like, I'll be right behind Lovey.
No, I need to go in the middle.
Oh, you know where we're going.
Yeah, I've got a radius, so I will point at, I will basically...
I will go at the front then.
I'll be sort of behind Gorgo then.
And Doyle go at the back, I guess, even though I'm the one that needs to be at the front.
We'll go at the front then.
Right, guys. Flynn at the front.
Yeah.
Then myself, and then you two at the back. Because then, or maybe...
What?
Would you mind going in front of me, Sir Symington? And then Gorgo at the back, because if anybody comes from behind us, we've got cover.
I went from the front to the back real fucking quick.
Right. The reason I need to be at the front is so that when we find him, I can tell him quickly to shut the fuck up mentally. And I can't do that if I'm staring at everyone else taller than me's arse first.
Is Flynn just like staring up everybody's asses like
No,
constant?
he is about the height, so it's the mid back, isn't it? So
Yeah. Thank
he's
God
either
Gogo
constantly
doesn't.
looking up or constantly looking down, or just
Thank God Gogo doesn't wear a kilt. Otherwise,
Ew,
Kill.
he's coming today. Sorry. We're on brand. We're on mission. Focus.
on brand and on mission. To be fair.
So, Flint, Sir Simpington, myself, and then Gorgor at the back. Because then if anybody comes from behind, Gorgor can dispatch. No one comes from the front. We've got Sir Simpington. And Sir Simpington has his big stick, so he has a bit of reach, so we can get round you. Let's go!
And I will say this one as well, just like, it's one of those things that I know is obvious, but I want to make sure it's always communicated in advance. Like, you can Mission Impossible to an extent with your stealth rolls of like, oh, I'm behind this dresser, oh, I'm behind this grandfather clock. Like, you can do that to an extent, but no matter how high your stealth is, and no matter what spells you have up, unless it's invisibility, like, Pass Without Trace doesn't prevent people from just looking right at you if you're in the middle of an open field kind of thing.
So you're saying a solid snake cardboard box gotcha?
I might say sticking close to the walls and stuff, so we like can try and jump behind cover or something.
Yeah.
You can make more intelligent decisions, and that's part of your stealth rolls. Is like, yeah, we're trying to stay behind what we can, but there are also just open spaces, and
it's more I think we're more relying on at that moment is like if we're close to shadows or something, it'll help us blend. Otherwise, it's just covering our footsteps somewhat.
Yeah,
for me,
it's still worth doing, and it's still useful.
I just imagine us trying to do the like sneaking down like long corridor, and it's like long corridor and loud boots or something.
Yeah,
and it's just echoes no matter what you. It's like we're being
That's
quiet.
It's not to prevent anybody from seeing us, because unfortunately, if someone comes into the corridor, they're going to clock one of us at least. But it's more to not draw attention from other rooms. Well, like you say, us going clink, clank down a corridor, it's going to draw attention to that specific corridor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not a visibility thing, it's a sound thing. Trying to keep it down.
Well, that's what the Pass Without Trace should do, and Stealth was should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, ass.
Wow.
Wow.
My goodness.
I have speech impediments. Leave me alone.
Right, Rose has disadvantage.
Yeah, I like how you impediment into an insult.
I am both shocked and appalled.
It's alright. I called someone mum the other day. Like, I don't know where it came from. I was
Well,
trying to
Was
say
it
that.
your mom?
I was gonna say, like, I'm sure your mum was quite happy.
Oh, it was not my mum.
Oh no.
It didn't even begin with an M. I just said it. I don't. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Ash. I didn't mean what it sounded like. I was trying to say your name.
Do you need a shovel?
No, we'll just need to
Carry
take
on.
the
Do you want to keep digging? Do you want to just pretend it didn't happen? Your choice.
We'll take the JCB offer eventually.
How far we moved us in this we moved about 2 feet in this D&D game in about 40 minutes. Oh my days.
We've opened a door. We have walked in the door.
Oh my god.
That is it.
That is progress for a D&D game, to be fair. We didn't have a 2-hour conversation about whether or not we were going to break in. It was only 20 minutes, so...
Fair enough. Right. Let's stealth to Paladin Dave. I guess Ash will tell us when we can't stealth to Paladin Dave, so let's stealth as far as we can to him.
Well, I'm already stealthing.
Yeah, like, you guys are making your attempt. I was kind of more just letting the rolls lie for a minute and making sure that was clarified of...
Yeah.
Because I know there are some times where, like, you get some funny stealth situations. It's like, yeah, I just want to be clear about those up front.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Thank you. You're a very good DM. I am sorry.
Like if you're crouched in the middle of the room with the lights off and someone just walks in and flips on the light, you are no longer hidden. No matter what your stealth roll was. you might get lucky if your stealth roll was like a nat crit. I'd be like, okay, you tuck and roll at the last second, but
It is like, when you're a kid and you hide behind your own hands. That doesn't work in D&D.
yeah.
Like, yeah. I get it.
But yeah. I just wanted to be like, clear on that one. And you guys are stealthing well overall. There's a few close calls, it feels like. There's a few, that might have been like where everyone's like hidden behind something, like one person's behind like the beanpole and
What was
they're
that
spitting
noise?
bullets and no, you seem fine. You do a good job closing some distance. But yeah, like there's one point where like you guys are like half you on one side of the kitchen, half you on the other side of the kitchen, the door just swings open. People walk through carrying food, walk right past you. Nobody looks left or right. They just walk in their straight line to where they're supposed to go.
I honestly like the idea of the fact that it's like it was directly in the middle of the group. So you've got Lovey and Gorgor on one side of the door.
Yeah.
Me turning myself on the other. And it's like, okay, hang on, step forward. The bush hides the two of them, and I just hide behind the arm.
Yeah, they just think stealth bush is a potty plant or some shit.
And oh, did we always have a suit of armor next to the kitchen? Oh well.
But you guys do make it to the dining room door.
Okay. Okay. Very gently and quietly try to open the door if it's not already open. Just a little bit.
Yep.
Can I see our friend?
As you do so, Paladin Dave, while you are eating, you see the door to the south begin to very slowly creak open. What do you do?
Liam, there's eggs on the table.
Yeah, I do nothing. I just see the door. I'm gonna watch it.
There's no beans.
Can you like peek through and see him?
Yep. Very slowly push it open. You peek through. You see a fairly open room, gigantic table. Paladin Dave just kind of scarfing down some food, rehydrating, refilling. Like, he lost a lot of blood. He's trying to get that blood back in him.
I kind of just mentally send a message over to him. Hi, we're here to get you out. Don't act like make no notice of the fact that we're here. Just carry on eating. Is there anybody else in the room with you? Just you can't respond through the thing, so just
one bite for yes, two for no.
Yeah.
I'm alone at the moment, aren't I? But there's coming to there. I haven't seen anybody else around. Have I?
You bumped into somebody while you were in the cave, got knocked out, woke up here. You've got like a leg shackled to the ground.
Yeah.
And then overall, you're a little, drained and weak. But you haven't really encountered anyone since. Like, you just kind of woke up. There's plenty of food here.
Yes, I'll take the 2 bites for no.
Okay. Right, just carry on eating and just don't acknowledge that we're here. And slowly sneak us in through the door.
Okay, you guys are at the south end of the room.
So this door, I presume?
Oh no, like coming in like...
Oh, the very, very south.
Yeah, there's no wall on the north or south, but the edge of the maps is the wall there.
Okay.
You guys are coming in through like here.
Right. So I've let that go at the moment. I'll stay here and keep an eye out, see if anybody's coming. You try and get him out quickly and quietly. I'm presuming I can see that he's manacled to the floor as I step in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not subtle, it's a bit heavy.
Yeah, so get everyone in the room. I'll push the door to or try and keep it closed, and just keep an eye down the corridors just to make sure nobody's coming down through this door.
So the party, you push through the door and file in behind, or?
Yeah, no, I'm following because I'm at the back, so I'm following. If the rest of the party pushing, I'm pushing in.
Yeah.
Everybody in, try, like I say, I just say, right, try and get him out, try and be quiet. I'll keep an eye on the door, keep an eye on the corridor, make sure nobody's coming.
I'll sort of turn to Lovey and say, did you see more servants than this? This seems we seem to have got through quite easily.
Gift horse, mouth,
Yeah.
don't look.
I'm hard, but at the same time, with Flynn's slight outburst, be like,
Right.
can
So,
I go and see how he's manacled? If that makes sense. I want to try and see why he can't be moving currently.
Ash?
All right. Yeah, I mean, you see that he's manacled is the big one, and he does seem to be moving and eating just fine.
Or is he just manacled one leg to another, or is he like attached to a?
One leg to floor, and then that leg to other leg.
Okay.
And then his hands are also manacled to each other, but to nothing else. And it's not so bad that he can't just like eat. He's just kind of like got to keep his wrists kind of together while he eats.
Right.
So the floor one's the one that we got to sort out. Okay. Is there a key lying around anywhere?
Oh, yeah, in the fireplace, you see a big key. It looks like the exact shape as the.
No, I have been half tempted at times
Are we all
to be like, they left the keys on the side.
Are we all in the room now? Just question.
Yes.
Could I just go and see if I could, like, is because I'm assuming the chain's bolted to the wooden floor. Could I just pull the nails out of the wood?
You can attempt that.
Yeah, literally just kind of
just kind of beeline and.
Yeah, just pull on the chains because in theory, if, you know, like if the door's that strong, you take the frame. Like literally, just rather than pick the lock or break the chain, let's just pull the thing that's nailed to the floor out.
Before we do that, can I try something? It won't be loud, I don't think. Can I just try to miss a step, like 5 foot to the right?
Are you telling me, Liam, you've had Misty Step all this time and you've only just thought to trade?
No, he was just sitting waiting for Daff eating. Like that was his plan.
He wanted to finish eating first.
Yeah, I got a free meal. I'm not giving it up.
It's that herd mentality in cows when they get caught, they just lay down so the rest of the herd survives. Like it's just.
I mean, I tried to escape once. I got caught, so just wait for more backup. Then I escape.
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, give up.
Yeah.
Eat.
I mean, I tried to escape. They gave me food. I'm happy.
He thinks if he tries to escape, he'll get wine.
I just genuinely, I can't tell if it's a Liam thing or a Paladin Dave thing, or it's a one in the same. Like, oh my god.
One in the same.
Yeah, it's a perfect union of character and player.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, can you Misty Step out?
I mean, I
Roll
think
me
I
an
can.
Arcana check on that one.
Oh. And it might be no.
Oh?
19?
You do Misty Step out of it, but you feel like kind of like instead of swimming through water, you're swimming through gelatin kind of thing. Like you definitely, when you teleport, the teleport feels harder to do, and it feels a little clunkier to like execute. Just like you do still get the teleport off, but like you land a bit awkwardly. The teleport itself took a bit more energy out of you.
Oh.
Felt like more like you were teleporting through something rather than just from point A to point B.
Like, after he does this, are his legs still manacled?
No.
Are his hands manacled?
Nope.
Oh,
Wow.
dear.
Is he still eating?
Yes.
He does still have his burger in his hand.
Yes.
Left the things he didn't want to take with him, but he kept the burger.
Yep.
So shall we leave now?
Yeah, let's go.
I thought we were trying to kill the thing now.
Well, we got Dave.
Well, they figure things out. I'm going to keep an eye on the corridor.
There's another exit out of here, isn't there?
Probably several.
One of them we can assume is going to the kitchen, if that makes sense. Did I clock on my walkthrough whether there was... Didn't you guys see lights in one of the windows before we got here? It was on the right side, if I remember rightly, like a drawing room.
We don't remember.
Ash?
Yes, there were some different lights on about the house. I wouldn't single out any one room, as it did seem like the house itself was overall alive, though not every room was in use, obviously.
Is it a one-floor house? One-floor house?
No.
One-floor house?
No,
What
it's
was
like
it?
a big mansion.
Okay.
Didn't we already, when we came in, didn't we hear noise coming from upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know where they are. Okay. Yeah, that was my question.
Right. I'm just going to keep watch whilst they make a plan. I just need to step away for a moment. So
Okay.
back in a minute.
Should we just go?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know where they are. Like,
No, we
so
need
there's
to we got our thing. Let go.
I do understand though from Sir Simpington's sake, he does also need to help out his family. But we could always do that with more people once the wedding's done.
Well, we know where the house is, so we can always just like come back.
Yes, okay, we can try and leave, because I believe this might be a trap.
Okay, let's go. We stealth out. Please, if we can.
As Paladin Dave is heading towards the door from his spot at the table, this door here does swing open.
Yep.
Heading out so soon. You eat my food, you enjoy my hospitality, and enter unannounced and leave unannounced without so much as a thank you.
I'll elbow Paladin and be like, say thank you.
No, I'm not going to say that. It'd be nice. He fed me.
Oh my god.
Wait, what does that say? That last bit again, Liam.
He fed me.
So you don't want to say thank you because he fed you?
I don't say thank you. Yeah, thank you.
She said, say thank you, and you said no.
I didn't. I thought you said something else.
She said, say thank you, and you went, no, he fed me.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, Liam.
Hello, Mr. Vampire Man. I figured you didn't like people arriving unannounced, but we're just leaving now.
Oh, please, Mr. Vampire Man's my father.
And what do we call you then?
Lord Vampire Man.
Nice. Sorry.
Well,
What is your true name?
Lord Vampire Man, we're going now because we got a wedding to be at, and we needed just Dave back, really.
Oh, of course, of course. I have plenty of gifts if you'd love to drop them off at the wedding for me. Like, if you're heading there anyway, of course.
Sure. We'll take them back.
Simply through this room. You can take some for yourself. You can take some for the wedding. Have a nice night of it. Have some fun.
I think
Okay.
they might have food provided, but it's very kind of you to suggest taking some food, but it's like a wedding. I think it's catered.
Oh yes, it will be.
Yeah.
It's not just food, of course. We've got plenty of proper presents as well for the bride, the groom, the land.
You really don't have to do that. Like,
The land?
Well, it's the wedding of the century, isn't it? The joining of two noble houses.
Oh,
Champion
sorry.
of the realm, the princess.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, I thought you meant the meaning of the noun as in the thing that it lies beneath our feet, as opposed to people. Yes, I get it now.
Likely to be an historic event.
So
I'm certain you wouldn't want to miss it, and I'd hate to miss it myself, of course.
So is it the door that behind? Is it the door that he's just come through that he's gestured to, like, oh, through here? Okay.
We're going to have to kill him, aren't we? Because he's going to come and try and kill everybody.
Well, no, he's got gifts, so.
Go! It's Bob. Go! He's Bob. Go!
What? What?
As it is lying, he's not. Bob. I mean.
Oh, fuck me, that's a callback.
I mean, it's a callback to about 4 weeks ago. But
yeah, I know, but I just wasn't
backstory.
I just wasn't expecting it. That was all. It just took me by utter surprise. Bob, yeah.
Because it wasn't a Bob. I thought it's like one Bob. He just Go just was not picking up on it.
Who's that? Like, no,
it was Daddy. It was Daddy that was like, huh? What?
Bob is a very different person from Bob. You don't understand the Gorgor deep lore here.
That's why we're trying to remember it. Bob is the guy he trusts. Bob is the guy he hates. Tell him it's Bob, and he thinks, "Oh, great, best mate."
What's the problem there? No, Bob. Oh shit! Fuck it. Fuck that guy.
Oh, so.
Just before we jump to conclusion,
we're past jumping. We're skydiving here.
I'm muted for a second. Fuck's sake.
1 second, because like last time we worked with someone, we thought they were bad, and it turns out that they've been really helpful, and they're Sir Simpington's like leader and whatever. So,
But I mean, like, so.
What are these gifts?
Okay, sorry, I was making sure that because Gorgor started the sentence as you shouted your question, I was going to get.
I know, and I stopped, so I let her go first.
Sorry.
No. That's why I stopped talking, because then I'll repeat in a second. Because it wasn't critical. It wasn't a question or anything.
Well, I mean, if I told you, wouldn't that spoil the surprise? I simply wanted to make sure that their wedding was memorable and pleasant.
So you're saying words that I don't feel like you actually mean in the normal way. And trust me, I've been having to be very careful about words recently. And it sounds like you're saying memorable, but memorable can be both negative and good. So giving you the benefit of the doubt, how about you share some courtesy with us? Because you had our friend locked up in manacles. So we're extending a branch of potential trust. So how about you do the same?
I kind of
welcome you intruders to my home and offer you food and presents.
Yeah, that was mentally. It was just passing across at that same moment. It was just like, we are the ones breaking in.
Doing our friend, it's okay. Also, don't tell the bad guy the stuff.
Mentally.
Okay. I just kind of look at him.
She starts giving me sass back and then realizes that the guy didn't hear what I said. And he's like, now you just gave away that we could talk telepathically.
I'm just saying, you're making out like you're trying to be nice to this party and give us gifts, and either this is you trying to lure us into your death room, or we're going to take a nasty surprise back.
Okay.
Based on the words that you're currently saying, that's the impression we're getting. So,
Why can't you bring the gifts in here and then we take them from this room? Why do we have to go to another room?
Well, about first, we kind of take a step back and just ask, like, why was our friend here chained to the floor in the first place? How did he
Excellent.
come to be here?
Well, one of my staff found him wandering around awkwardly, we'll say the least. Thought he might be a bit addled.
Wandering around where?
In the cave tunnels beneath the house, half conscious, looking a bit pale.
Okay.
This vampire dragon thing, it's your pet?
I mean, I'd hardly call it a pet. Have you ever tried keeping a dragon? They kind of keep themselves. You know how it is.
Well, yeah, because Dave got taken by a dragon, and we come to get him back.
yes, right. If you say they look a bit addled, chaining them up isn't really the first port of call.
Yes, I found him addled and I just put him on a bed. That was my first instinct.
Adults are starting to become just a general state for Paladin Dave.
Well, just the fact that he'd ended up there to begin with, the concern that he might end up in other places he ought not to be, seemed simplest until he'd regained himself.
Dave?
I'm sorry, do you not bind your intruders?
Not when they were kidnapped.
And not when they were running around some caves addled, as you say. Addled shows somebody who isn't of their full capacity? Wait a minute, Paladin Dave, what was your experience? How about you tell us your account of events?
Yes, Paladin Dave, say something.
I was trying to
Chop.
escape, and I got knocked out again, and brought here to eat.
You knocked him out.
Well, I didn't, but yes, he was knocked out given he was an intruder on the grounds wandering about in the pitch black darkness.
Was he not
Beneath
asked,
my
what are
house?
you... Was he not asked, why are you here? How did you get here? Do you need help getting out of here?
Yeah.
Or yeah, you know your giant dragon vampire thing goes. Is it vampire dragon or dragon vampire? I don't want to be offensive.
He seemed quite taken with his taste from the look of it, and I thought I would simply make sure he didn't run entirely dry of blood. Hence the banquet before him.
Fatten him up for the meal. Nice.
Oh, so you're admitting it now. At least we got to the crux of the issue.
Well, I mean, there was never a lack of evidence. I mean, yes, I assume that's how he came to be wandering about the house. And beneath the house. He was out wandering around and made himself a snack.
Right.
What you said was, I picked somebody up, they seemed addled, so I brought them here, and for their own protection or some bullshit that you tried to feed us, we chained him up. No, it was so your pet could have a toy or a meal, is the actual real reason, right?
Alternatively, would you have preferred that I left him wandering about the caves, lost, confused?
Well,
You could
have just gone, hello, here's the
right.
exit, goodbye.
Yeah, that's what any ordinary person would do, right? You'd point them in the nearest direction of how to get back to where they needed to go. not knock them out.
Are we leaving then, guys?
You honestly think he would have made it back in the state he was in, alone in the darkness?
Well, if you realize
Again,
that
he's
was the
pretty
case,
compliant. I don't think if you didn't need to chain him. That's the bit I'm getting caught up on.
would you just asked him like, do you need some help? No.
Like if you looked at him, he could have escaped at any moment. He just sat here eating. That's evidence enough that you didn't need to knock him out.
I think we're starting to go a little bit round in circles.
Yes, I think it's just like, do we kill you, fight you, or fight you and try and kill you now, or do we have reason not to? Because
Do we have a reason, other than the fact that he's responsible for some poor judgment?
well, it was that I've got gifts for the whole land, and it's going to be an interesting time, and I am going to attend this wedding, and it's going to be very interesting.
We get those
And
kind of
so-
comments. We get those kind of comments from Glacier all the time. Yep, we don't heed those.
She doesn't actually say, she actually gives the gifts that she's on about, and they're really good gifts, so, you know. I'm not knocking a gift horse in the mouth.
What? So,
So,
are we leaving, or is
Yes.
this Bob?
I think we're trying to. I think we're talking as a group of whether he is Bob or not.
yeah.
So what are these gifts then, Mr. Vampire Lord, man, sir?
Is it... Does this look like a vampire from the stories? Like, are they pale-faced with prominent teeth? Does this remind me of Pointy Teeth, who I'm trying to remember the name of? Matthias. Does this remind me of Matthias?
Given that Matthias didn't have his teeth out at all and yet got labelled pointy tooth anyway, fucking amazing if he does.
I enjoy it. I appreciate.
You appreciate?
No, out of character. Just the pointy tooth jokes. Just with his mouth closed. Does he have pointy teeth?
Oh, I see.
But no, roll me.
Sorry.
I want to say nature check.
A nature check? Okay.
Nature or Arcana, I guess, would be the do you have knowledge in this field of expertise?
Uh,
Because there's the super stereotyped stories that people hear, but
both my nature and arcana are exactly the same. So, nature, because I'm trying to see the color of his skin compared with what I could see. Oh, that's a natural one. Never mind.
Ooh.
Ooh. I feel like you've done that because I was going to call Arcana, but no, you've already rolled, so I don't want to dogpile.
Well, I was
you're looking at him
more...
and you're like, no, he's got the right number of fingers, and you're kind of just mixing up a couple different pieces in your head, compared as well with the like what's myth and what's like fairy tale and what's real. Or like, no, I read this one story where vampires had 6 fingers and this guy has 5. Like, no, that part lines up. That, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like,
no.
I think he's a bit on the pale side, but also like if he's just indoors,
Do I recognize him at all? Is he like...
roll me a
Any-
history check.
Man before? Like, this is... Maybe? Is it actually your brother and the other brother is a false pretender?
You believe whatever Lovey just said.
I know my own fucking brother.
No, but what if this is your real brother though?
Oh, this,
And they-
what if this isn't going to be the bloody man in the iron mask, is it?
Oh, your twin.
No.
Well, Lovey owes Simpleton a favour if Chade isn't evil, remember?
Oh god, yeah, this is
Okay.
Shade's evil twin self that's been...
Yeah.
That's why Lovey's doubling down now, trying to, like...
trying to get out of that one.
Yeah.
The favour is going to be introduce me to Glacier, so I don't really mind whatever you do. Like, go for it.
You do know. You don't know what it is.
So I'm not
You're
right there.
hoping it's that. No.
Oh, I'm hope. Oh, okay. You're on. Do this.
So anyway,
Interrupt.
So anyway, no, you're trying to pin it down, and like his fashion sense seems a little dated, but like if the conspiracy theory is that he's a vampire hold up, like it would make sense why he's dressed a bit datedly. Especially just because like country bumpkin versus city folk, like already country bumpkins tend to have like, oh yeah, it takes a bit for the old newest fashions to get out to them, and
Yeah.
there's just too many factors.
Yeah. Oh, is it my grandpa that fucked the entire like region? Days.
Is that
I
happening
love the
this
question.
camp?
Uh-oh.
To an extent, Rose, yes, that was this campaign.
yes.
What is it with your ancestors getting it on? Like, Jesus Christ.
It's just beckons.
Was your
like,
granddad called Zeus?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
By the sounds of it, I think he at least had permission.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, back to what Ash was trying to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't
Very
find
chaotic
you can't
tonight.
quite place it. You can't quite place any familiarity. And while there might be a few vague similarities to like stories you've heard, you've also seen, sick people with similarities to vampires, and like there's a large number of factors. It's hard to pin down just like what's real, what's fairy tale, what's just someone who's, a bit eccentric.
So, what is your name then?
I mean, I thought your friend named me themselves of
I
Lord
did.
is
I
the
was just,
vampire of the manor.
it was me. I was just wanting to know your proper name.
I like this one. It sounds far fancier and far more important.
Can we kill? Can we fight him? Because this is.
All because you didn't get a name, you want to kill him.
Look, I've offered you food, I've welcomed you into my house, I've offered you presents, I've offered your family presents.
You also kidnapped a man called our friend, so on like the list of things.
I mean, like he isn't giving us his name because it's like Evilton, isn't it? Like, let's.
Not everyone has the same naming conventions that your family seems to, but we can kill him if you want.
I get the feeling this is going to be interesting. Right, so back to attempting civil conversation, because this lot can't do that.
I just
You
want to
have
go back
intentions
to the
for-
wedding.
Yeah, you have intentions of a gift towards the family. What is it? Because there's that. I think answering that question will assuage my friends of what the hell's going on.
That's already been asked, Michael.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pointing to him of, can you just tell us that, because that's going to shut these guys up.
Yeah.
It's the old relics.
Old relics.
Bit of a collector, have a pile of old things I thought I'd get rid of anyway. Thought the wedding of the century would be the place to get rid of them. Thought that the families in particular might want them back.
Back. That's interesting. Right.
Well, you know how it is with us nobles. Items get passed around from time to time.
And
Could
when
you
did
be-
you acquire the first one?
Oh, 5 generations back, maybe?
That's
Okay.
further back than the Simpletons, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I
If
can't
we
remember what
go
we said
specifically
about the
4
old-
generations back.
Yeah, that was it. Because we knew this was the site of the manor where the original lords were, and then the Simpletons were the new lords and set up put base somewhere else.
Mm.
But we never were quite sure why or how.
So I'm guessing your family, you, the former lord of this area.
Still am. Still keep the lands nice and safe and protected for the best I can.
Okay.
It's unfortunate when the occasional straggler comes in, but as you likely saw on your way here, the lands are well kept, well protected, not a threat to be seen.
And very dead and desolate, and being stalked by a vampire dragon.
Why haven't my family come across you before?
Well, I mean, what reason there would there to be? If your job was to protect a large chunk of land, and one chunk of land simply took care of itself, would you ask why, or would you simply be grateful?
But the land's dying though.
Mm-hmm.
We found a dragon because I was following the dying land.
That is an interesting point you bring up.
What is it that you're trying to protect the land from?
I don't entirely remember. It has been a while.
How old does this guy look? As I wasn't here when he first showed up.
Despite being indoors and despite the stereotype of very well dressed vampire hot lords, he's far more. He doesn't look decrepit, but he is a bit more cloaked, covered. Little bits you do see do look a little tattered.
Yeah, just what bit of his face can I see? Does it look aged, like it's been a long time, or does he still kind of look a little young and fresh faced?
Definitely middle aged, somewhere in his 40s.
$240s.
We don't know. We can't establish yet whether he is actually a vampire or not.
No, that's the other thing. Right, well, the fact is also, I'm confused as to. Obviously, you're the family, the lord of the land and everything. Supposedly, a few generations back, his family got made the lords of this land. Why was there that disconnect? That supposedly either your house either supposedly got forgot about by the looks of it.
Nasty bit of politics that was, admittedly. On both ends, I'll happily admit. They were a bit displeased with the actions that I took to secure the future safety of the kingdom and the realm. So I simply took up residence here on the far edge of the realm, and they have not bothered me as I'm far too out of the way to be inconvenient to them, and I have not bothered them as I am simply content to do my job here.
Okay.
I mean, with the corruption of the land and this new dragon stuff, it feels like you've been biding your time until now. Like, this to be the classic tale of that.
So,
Not
exactly.
anybody, but what did you do? You said granted it wasn't very appropriate. Like, what did you do?
Well, due to unfortunate circumstances, my lineage was dwindling. So I took steps to ensure there would be more time to ensure that my lineage continued.
You found a way to make yourself immortal, didn't you?
I mean, it's a very convenient way of not needing to retrain and re-prepare each generation to protect the land from threats to the realm, when I can simply do it myself eternally.
So you corrupted yourself.
Are the gods not immortal? Are they corrupted?
There's a difference, and you know there's a difference. They were never mortal. When a mortal reaches immortality, they bring along their mortal life before them. There's the reason why most beings that go from mortal to immortal become corrupted with power, corrupted by literally. The psychology of it all isn't the same. Does that make sense? You go from knowing that you have a finite end to knowing that you do not have a finite end. Well, we can show you a finite end if we really.
I'm about to say, just side thing on that one. Ash, what set of gods are we using?
Local is the standard Faerun-esque pantheon. However, gods can be worshipped in different respects and different angles, kind of thing.
So
someone might worship a god from Eberron, and it might simply just be a different interpretation of a god that exists in Faerun.
So okay, so bringing up the whole Mistra died twice thing. Is that a thing that actually happened, or?
Let me pull that up real quick.
Where's the vampire man gone? And I feel like he's stalling for time.
He's still in front of us, and
Well, can't we get to the sky
He did
or what?
look like he disappeared.
Because we know he's a vampire. He's obviously trying to do something. He's trying to hide what's going on. Like, I'm more than happy to keep talking to him, but eventually we're going to have to reach a point where we make a decision.
I mean, the two things I'd like to know first is whether or not A, Paladin Dave still has any weapons, and B, has he done anything about his 1 hit point?
What do you think? He had Misty Step and didn't use it.
Oh, I say this is Liam. Like, he's just... Paladin Dave's just sat eating. Like...
Yeah, it makes sense.
I will posit this one question to you, of your claims. How do you know that the gods were never mortal? What if they were simply the first immortals?
Oh my god, I'm not getting into this conversation.
No.
I think we're going far off track at this point. Are you trying to hurt people? Yes. Have you tried to hurt our friend? Yes. Your pet tried to kill him. You brought him back here in chains, blah, blah, blah. We're going, like, literally. Maybe you show us some honesty and we don't fucking kick your ass at this point.
If he's looking over at me at the moment, if he's looking over the rest of the group at the moment, he does see Flynn just off to the side, holding up a 0 and 1 at that point to mark, and a quick little nod to mark that yes, he did just win that one.
Like, are you saying because he said about immortality and gods and stuff? Lobby doesn't know.
The fact is, we started the conversation by pointing out, no, the gods are actually a thing, and then the second he posits the question back to us, we all go, no, we don't have time for that shit. We lost that argument. We literally went, fuck no. He won that.
Well, you keep saying you're a hype man? You keep hyping up the enemy. Stop it.
I hype everyone.
Okay.
I've been truly honest with you. I simply wish to return the artifacts that were left in my care when none came to claim them.
So I will go and get the artifacts, and you all could keep talking about the gods and things, and then we can just go.
What does this artifact do? Apparently you want to give it back so much. And you won't mention what it's called. You keep calling it artifact.
Well, no, plural.
Like many items, not one.
There's just the leftovers of my house had a large number of items. And after the falling out, I thought they might come to claim them, and they didn't. So
where are the like throw out and where?
Oh, oops.
Oh, oh.
He
just
uses
starts leading him.
he uses one arm to just push open the door, but to a side.
Yeah. So yeah, you points at the vampire quote marks. Could stay like talking with all these, and I'll go get them.
If our friend gets hurt, we will hurt you. Just so you know. All cards on the table.
Is that really a threat you want to make when your friend over there could collapse at any second? Is that a trade you would happily make?
I heard him nearly choking on a bone earlier, so he could collapse at any second, no matter what. I have no control over him.
Oh god, he was on 1 HP. He could have gone unconscious from it.
Yeah, I know, but that's his problem. He wants to be himself. I don't know why he hasn't yet.
I don't stab myself in real life.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I don't know.
Liam's getting into character, guys.
Boom, I'm on 1 HP.
Yeah.
Cuts
Awkward
himself,
sharp.
Would you heal yourself? Maybe.
Okay, of course. I will put some healing into me.
Put some healing in me.
I will put 5.
Oh my god, I am going to hurt you.
That's
all I had
only
left.
That's the only 5 he got left. I don't know whether or not he was saving that for try and push out a possible disease.
No, it was just in case we went down during the fight, we could get him back up.
You would be the first to go down.
Well, I didn't know that, did I?
Okay, never mind. I'm not getting into this conversation.
Right, how many fucking cure things have I got? Lay on hands.
I think also, just for the thing, doesn't he have something like only 14 hit points?
He does have a large reduction to his maximum HP as well.
He's got under 17.
Okay, so I was out by 3.
Yeah.
Why haven't you? I'm guessing you know of courier services. You also have a house full of servants. Why didn't you send them with the artifact?
Well, your friend here simply notified me of your approach, and I thought the most convenient solution of the two.
No, you said like a moment ago. You just said that you thought that they'd eventually come for the artifacts. It's been 5 generations. Why didn't you send them?
Well, yes, initially. The wedding
Yes,
seemed a fitting time to drop them off. You've arrived.
I just mean there must have been other good chances to do something about it. Why have you waited until a wedding day, where there'll be a large grouping of people?
Because then it'll be the best point to have all of the nobility in kind of one location.
Exactly.
And
this guy's obviously pissed off because he got ousted from his previous position because he decided to become a vampire.
I mean,
Right?
by the looks of it, he doesn't exactly look pissed. And
No, but you can hide when you're angry at somebody as well.
I would reckon 5 generations, if he actually wanted to get revenge, would have happened sooner.
Do you truly believe I've been sat here planning one singular revenge scheme for 5 generations? So that what, if it fails, I can spend another 5 generations planning one? Maybe.
They do seem to try and make you sound like a villain from a very terrible story.
Still accuse me of monologuing by answering your questions.
Okay, what are these gifts? Can we leave?
I'm getting them. It's okay.
Thank
Gorgor's
you.
just slowly got this giant stack that he's got on his shoulders.
Yeah, I'll like go to the one end of the room and like push them all and like, carry them all to the door. So then like they're all right by the door to grab easy.
What are they like?
Oh, they're all in like wrapping paper and stuff.
Can I just say fuck you, Ash, for knowing how this party would fucking act and how in the fucking
Guys,
weeds
here's
we
a
are.
Christmas episode where an immortal being that used to be mortal gives you a bunch of presents to deliver to others. The party. This seems pretty suspicious.
Other parties would have killed him by now and be on the way back, but fuck you for knowing how to. Like.
No, it's not Ash who knows how to play us, it's us who know how to play ourselves.
Yep.
I gave
Ash-
you guys Santa Claus, and you guys are still suspiciously trying to kill him.
I mean,
That's
not
not
only
My fault.
I mean, I'm not.
it's
it's
practically in
it's just
bed.
Ben. It's just Ben who's a murder hobo.
No. I mean, granted, Ben, I would completely say in other parties we would have killed this guy by now. Like if it had been an Odyssey game or any of our other games, we would have killed him. It's
Yeah.
the fact that we're in bed with the devil at this point. You know, Glacia.
I mean, wait.
So this guy's like small potatoes compared with her, and we still want to be around her. So you know.
Yeah, but vampires and fucking like just do what you're doing and do.
Say,
Like,
when did I become part of the royal we on that one?
when did vampires and devils share the same cosmology? Like,
All right, well, start swinging, mate. I'm with you. I think we should get rid of this. How? Yeah, I was going to call it something bad then, but stop myself. Should we kill this fucker or what?
alright, I'm going to go over to the Gorgle room.
This Gorgle comes back with half the boxes.
Right, I'll go to one of the boxes and I'll open one of them.
Check it's got your name on it first.
Is he putting them by the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
This
it
one
just
seems-
like a wrapped parcel? Yeah.
Yeah. This one seems to contain a goblet with a family crest on it.
Whatever the Simpleton family crest is on it.
Probably wouldn't be 5 generations back.
That you can roll to identify the crest if you want to.
What history?
Yep.
Fuck it up.
18.
You recognize this one, though it's a little different from what you recognize, but it's pretty similar to the one you recognize of, because when you were little, like before you became the proper black sheep of the family, and your family was just like, oh, that kid's a little bit odd, but that's fine, they'll grow out of it. Like, when they were still thinking you would grow out of it, they were pushing you through. You have to learn the coat of arms of every family, you have to learn all, like all those things. This one seems very, very similar, reminiscent of the northwestern, like, hilllands, beyond the, like, walled city itself.
It's like the people next over, really, kind of thing.
Well, you guys are southeast of the city. They're, like, northwest of the city.
Okay, got you.
That's the lands they keep.
Yeah.
It
So
seems
it's like the opposite
fairly-
family on the opposite side, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, I recognize this crest from my childhood. It was one of the ones that I had to learn.
Okay. That's what I was hoping for.
Cool. So Nokia, we go.
Okay, let's just take them and go. I'm very confused.
At least you can make it back to your family's party.
Gorgor will use, one of the robes that Simpington bought for him. And basically make it into like, a hobo sack where you place all the shit in the middle and then like kind of
The question is it the ornate, really expensive one, or is it the fancy traveller's clothes?
the opposite of what I'm wearing, which I think I'm wearing the super fancy ones because you want me to make an impression, so it's the traveller's ones.
Okay.
I believe that's right. I'm gonna go with that.
We haven't changed yet.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the traveller's robes that I basically make into hobo sacks to carry multiple at a time without like having like a tower in front of me or something. And it's just in theory, so Gorgor can potentially carry the majority, if not all of them, by himself. Ash, obviously you know exactly what's there, so
Yeah.
is that feasible if I do that?
Yeah, as long as you like Jenga tower it a bit, shuffle stuff around in different like bags
Yeah,
and sacks
yeah.
and
So it's a
stuff.
case of throw the robe on the floor, put them in that, and then pull the corners of the robe together, and then hold it like a sack.
I'll try and like I'll take a pile as well. Like
Yeah. There we go.
Bit of effort, bit of time, but you get there.
So shall we go?
Oh,
Rose?
Are you certain you
Yes.
don't wish to kill me for
any-
like harboring your friend?
it's completely up to Sir Simpington at this point.
Well, I mean, I'd kill the dragon if it was here because he was the one that did it, but you seem okay.
I take it there's like noble traditions of like you can't just kill someone just because like
I believe that's just the general tradition of don't kill people, but
yeah. Well, yeah, but like
There's the noble tradition of not killing other nobles.
Shocking, I know.
yeah, but you have like bread and salt and
Yeah.
like guest traditions and it would be unseemly just to like kill someone when they've seemingly given you presents. So it's like, but you seem to be trying to make some kind of peace treaty. So I guess I can't. It would be bad form to try and kill you or unkill you or whatever you call it.
Fair enough. If that's what you wish, I simply did not wish to be an impolite host and deny you your demands.
Cool. Thank you for your hospitality.
Food for the road.
No, you're all right.
No.
Yeah.
Liam, have you seen you got more health points?
I did not see that. I'll just see that now. How many did I get? Sorry?
10 extra on top of what you did.
Oh. I'm nearly at full.
I would advise, though I will say, for your own safety, I would make sure that you stay clear of the lands under the red sun. In the
Yeah,
future.
what's going on with that? Is this here? Okay. Yeah, what's going on with that actually? Why are you generating a red sun?
It gives me better control over the domain.
yes, you
It's
did
far
say
easier to patrol or to protect the lands from my manor rather than having to trapeze about on a horse.
So when I tell like people from the city that you're a vampire, that they thought it was dead, and you have now got a giant red sun over your lands, what do you think's going to happen? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm certain at the very least the king might remember me. You and I were good friends when I was still in the courts.
5 generations back.
Yes.
Well, yes, I was his godfather after all.
5 generations back. What?
Khan would not be the same king, right?
Well, either that or he's going to be like really old.
A minute. Sorry, outside question. DM out of order.
Yeah.
The king for these people would be the same king, right, that we killed?
No.
If it was. No, different king. Okay.
Yeah, different city, different kingdom.
I think city-states, like ancient Greece kind of thing.
But
Cool.
like, hang on. So 5 generations. So like we're talking my
Then king?
grandpa.
It could technically, if you imagine somebody gave offspring every 30 years, the person would have to be 150 plus.
He's married his daughters off, so they must be like. They can't be.
That's an assumption on our thing. If we're not taking into account, if we're taking into modern standards of about 30, not medieval where it's about 15.
But even then, if it was 15, 30, you would still be like 75 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a man can bear offspring all the way throughout. It's like, DM, quick question because I've forgotten because it was a month ago and I didn't write very good notes. The princess, was she an elf? I can't remember.
Half elven.
Okay. 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 That helps.
I was just like, elf, guys, elf. About elves recently, so
I was enjoying watching the descent into madness.
all of us going, wait, the king's undead. The entire party started doing a conspiracy theory. That's what.
Well, I just assumed the king was human. That was all.
Yeah.
I just always I assumed it was the same as Simpington, so it just didn't make sense.
I would know the king was an elf, right?
In character, the king has kind of just been this like pseudo elf player, where like in the same way, your grandfather was kind of like a wide net all at once. This is more just like he keeps marrying human women, who he then keeps outliving and marrying new human women.
See, that is. You can understand why, like.
Yeah. It's not any like actual like, oh man, it's like no, he's just
He's into humans. That's his deal.
So he's had generations of this family like come and go. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, let's.
There might be something we need to unpack with him because it sounds quite sad. And it kind of affects me a little bit, but let's go.
He must have so many cadet branches. That succession must be so fucking messy. Let's go.
Exactly, especially like if the king was to die, who would be the next in line? Would it be the first time? Yeah. It's
really let's go. We must discuss this succession.
Put Game of Thrones away. Put it down. Put it away.
Game of Thrones. If there was a king that for 600 years had generated.
Yeah. That's what the current one, House of the Dragon, practically is.
Well,
it's Succession Crisis on steroids. Let's not.
That's just fucking good. Right. Okay, so let's load up these presents and go back.
Die.
The short version, it does seem as if, at least publicly, the king is pushing that the current princess that is getting married today is likely to be the next one to sit on the throne. Like, there's no hard, like, it's not like they've never done that before. It's more just like there seems to be a lot of like prepping her to rule a kingdom rather than just,
So the third daughter getting married, you say third daughter, but the third daughter of this batch is getting married.
She's not being groomed for politics in some descript.
Has got some fancy titles and some, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
being prepared. Yeah, okay.
At the same time. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense.
What is this in my head?
This is going to piss me off. Okay, let's go to our party, guys. Thank you for your gifts. What do they
call that Russian fucking psychological warfare? Because I feel like I've been through 2 hours of this.
Psychological warfare?
Actually, Ben, it's only been an hour and a half.
Okay, yeah, well, exactly.
Are you on about like KGB tactics?
It's a new thing. Anyway, I'm becoming the problem. So let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do this. Can we go? Are you allowing us to leave?
Yeah, you go.
Cool.
Dave did say thank you after arguing about whether or not he should say thank you.
No, I thought something else was said, sorry. I got very confused.
Do you think that was an F word by any chance?
Maybe. I was like, why? I was saying that to him. Get me food.
Hey, before we get stuck on it again.
We leave. We go back to town.
With presents and prepare to go back to wedding.
Please, can we go now?
Yeah.
So what do you want us to tell your family when we get there? The truth?
I think we put all these presents in a barn and we tell them. Yes, we tell them the truth. Yeah, I think we quarantine these presents. Like, we don't put them in the wedding.
Why? But you open one of them and they're like all nice and shit. So.
Well, I know about curses. I could drink from this, and I don't know.
Well, if you want, I'll drink from it and see if I get cursed again. Like we fixed it last time when I met you all.
It could be specifically somebody of his bloodline drinks from it. This certain location. We don't know. I get it. Let's just Move on.
Let's-
We'll leave
We
the
might as well
presents
just go have the wedding, put these in
Yeah.
a barn, tell my papa, and we just sort it out after the wedding.
just hand it over. Say, look, we managed to find these presents. Apparently, the lord who used to own these lands, who may have been banished for being turned into a vampire. You'll need to look in your records.
Yeah, so we can tell the
It's a
venerable
problem.
king as well. What's that, sorry?
I was just saying it's a problem for another day. At the moment, you're
Yes.
about to miss your brother's wedding. So
Plus, it looks better if we go away and come back with reinforcements rather than like come back 5 minutes later and go, you bastard, you tricked us. Like, it looks better. So let's go to the wedding. Let's tell Papa and the king, and they can
After
come
the
back if we need to come back, and then we can come back with reinforcements.
But first, we need to let them enjoy their special day, or it'll be the case of, oh, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? It depends on what you want us to do. It's up to you.
I can tell Papa, and Papa can tell the king, and we'll just
Go from
black shades, yeah. And then we can have the wedding, and then we can go and I don't know. We'll just figure out what we do with these presents after the wedding, eh?
More than likely, the
What
wedding
time of day would we guess is currently?
More than likely, the wedding's probably already happened by now. We'll be probably getting back for.
Wasn't it the next day?
Oh, it was
No,
the
it's
evening
the same
because
day.
I got that wrong.
I thought it was the next day.
Nope.
Ash, would
Yes.
you clarify? What time of day are we guessing it's about? And was the wedding happening currently, based on our estimations?
Wedding was happening in the evening here.
Mm-hmm.
Given the travel time of a few hours each way, back and forth, plus the actual like infiltration time, conversation time, etc., you're probably going to arrive sometime in like the later portion of the wedding. Like you're not going to arrive in the middle of like the vow exchange, but like you'll probably
Probably
arrive at like the
The
reception.
reception.
Yeah.
We'll get there for when they're walking into the room. Yeah. Been to a wedding. Cool.
You have? Okay, good.
We may see objects then.
I've been to loads of weddings. My family keeps on doing it. Let's go.
Excuse me?
Fucking hell.
Madam.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to say, my parents keep on getting married to other people. And
Okay, that's better.
Not that
Yeah.
my parents are getting married to each. Your minds go very strange places immediately when someone says something like.
No,
you might
I thought like you're like, oh, people from my family got married. I'm like, huh, it's like, huh, weird. Like, no, it makes sense. If multiple one member keeps getting married multiple times, I get you now.
Yep.
Yeah, there's this crusty old woman who's just like, I've got 4 exes here. This is my 6th wedding.
My mother, and yes, she's on.
Only 4?
I don't want to go too in depth into it because it's not my story to tell on somebody else's stream. Let's go to a wedding, y'all. Oh,
Okay,
dear.
I'm gonna take a minute to go get water. You guys should probably do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I like how Ash
some
just calmly
drink.
goes, you need Jesus. Just
I'm gonna get some rum. I need some brain cell dying. I
Where's the
don't.
room gone?
Oh, we got to the second part of it, which is when we all re-establish back into our personas and try and deliver the news. Because don't forget, we still have to lie a little bit, guys.
do we?
We still have to make it Sir Simpington seem good. Or
Aw.
gooder than he is. That sounded really nasty.
Gooder.
I'm so
That's a good go word there, gooder. It's gotta be gooder.
You can have it. You can have it. I'll give it to you.
We're having cheese. We have some Gouda.
You've already eaten. Cool. Break time. Gonna go get a drink. Thank you.
I will nip to el bathroom. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, no. Down to there, you. Bum, bum, ba-da-da, da-da-da, dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, yours were wet. Why are you wet? A little water. Perfect.
I'm back. Welcome back to anybody who is back. That is nobody. I am.
I'm back. I had a wet
Oh,
paintbrush.
oh. Wait, you had a brush?
A wet paintbrush.
Oh, why?
I'm
What are
just
you painting?
numbering up my figures.
Which ones are you doing?
My wood elves. I'm just doing the bases.
Oh, the base is not done.
They got numbers on, but they're not the right numbers.
Oh,
Well, there'll be
you're
a hand
painting the numbers
sanitizer,
on, I see.
getting the paint off, and just repainting new numbers back on.
Yeah.
Just making them ready.
They're definitely not bad at all.
Oh yeah, they're really good for the price.
Yeah, I'd never have them, just for the simple fact I try to avoid metal figures wherever I can, but I think they are nice, and I think for the cost, I think you've got yourself a bargain.
Yeah. No, a little bit damaged coming, but it's not too bad. It's just one too little bit where it's like the nose and stuff. You see where the paint's come off.
Yeah. Well, that's the issue with metal figures. It happens a lot.
In total, there was 19 figures.
That's really good, actually.
Could have enough for a full team and a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I don't know what you'd use the other figures for. Because the thing is, elf teams very rarely ever get even close to 16 players. Like, you'll be at like 14 absolute maximum. Because they're so expensive. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello.
I'm going to crunch the numbers on this dynasty whilst we're waiting.
Aye. Well, you've got Ash here as well to help clarify anything.
Or like 900 years of like marriages.
Yeah.
That's a good marriage.
Let's say 3 children every 30 years. Let's have a look.
Painted numbers is awkward. Awkward. Not awkward.
What? You alright? You having a stroke?
Maybe.
Oh God.
2004, Ben. That was when he had his first one. 2004.
Why is you doing this?
Because we've been living in his coma ever since. We're not real.
No, I thought you meant something else.
What?
That's because Liam was implying you meant another kind of stroke, and then that's why I thought.
No,
That's why
no.
This has become a problem.
No, not that one. Not that one.
Made a nice number 3 there, but I can't replicate it on my figure. Here we go. A little pile of paint. Back. Computer, no.
I am back, but I might have to go again because Van showed up next door and the dogs are very excited to see who it is.
Yeah, despite it having nothing to do with them.
Yes.
Bless them.
Yes. Well, see. Well, yesterday they went mental for thingy. Dino showed up for next door.
A what?
Which was always Dino.
Yeah, drain cleaner people. You remember,
Oh, okay.
So they came and blocked the streets, like parked across. You know what my street's like, right, Danny?
Yeah, it's like a really tight cul-de-sac.
Yeah, parked across the top of the cul-de-sac, so literally split the street down the middle.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, if you were in my house or anything like that, you couldn't get out.
Or in.
Or in. Yeah, and then trying to clear out. By the sounds of it, their drains are completely clogged next doors.
Someone had Taco Bell.
Yeah. Dino have then come out again during the day to another house further up the street, who've also apparently got clogged drains. And apparently all of the houses on our side of the road further down have all got some problem with their drains. Ours seems to be fine for the moment.
Huh.
And now Severn Trent Water are out currently next doors trying to fix theirs again because
they've probably done something stupid like flushed baby wipes or something in there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is apparently they do have wipes and they say, oh no, we don't flush them down the wipes, but the wipes down the toilet or anything. But the kids also use the wipes themselves, and it's like, okay, there's no way, no way kids haven't thrown it down the toilet.
Yeah,
not thinking.
And he takes a couple, and then they start building up, and then normal stuff that can be flushed down the toilet gets caught on the wipes, and it just builds up and builds up.
Yes. Apparently, from what my mum was able to overhear, apparently they'd still got a bath full of water from last night that they couldn't get rid of because they didn't know what was going to happen. It's like, you've got water problems. Get you ran a bath. If that's all you've got, then that's fine. But at the same time,
yeah. But surely, if you're having issues, because the thing is as well, just have a shower because it uses so much less water.
I'd say if they didn't have a shower, I don't know if they've got one or not. I know.
Most houses, it's shower before a bath, and if you have a bath, you have that shower on the wall that goes into the bath, don't you?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I know previously our house used to be. I believe it didn't have a shower. It used to have a bath. Then we added a shower. Then we got rid of the bath over time, kind of thing. So I remember us not having a shower for a while. It used to be a bath. And then, so I don't know if their house is the same because they were built around the same time. So.
Yeah, possible, but no, it sounds like they've fucked their own water systems.
Oh yeah, they've done that, and they seem to have taken most of our side of the street down with them.
Luckily, not you.
Luckily, not us. We're like one further up the drain line from them. So
yeah, I'd imagine because it's everyone from the going downhill, isn't it? So it seems like you and anyone else next to you would be okay.
It sounds like houses. It sounds like they foot the drains up for houses 7, 5, 3, and 1.
Yeah.
And us up at 9 are just like,
lucky. And then at 11 and 13 are okay as stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, haha, you fucked it up for everyone else, but we're good.
Oh.
So yes, I may have to step away again to go and shut the excitable ones up again.
Mm-hmm.
Not great at maths, but I feel like he's going to have like tens of thousands of descendants by like the very least.
The king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The king was Randy one week.
Well, it's a bit like
52 he had.
he created
Yvonne, you
a
are.
true democracy by just make everyone's a noble.
Well, actually, isn't it like the perfect dictatorship? No one can argue with you if everyone is your family.
Well, I don't know.
Danny,
Depends on the family.
I'd say families would argue with that one.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's more like no one would argue with your mum, Danny. That's the thing. Like, other families
What are
argue,
you trying
no
to
one will
say
argue
about
with...
my mom?
I just wouldn't argue with her. I love her, and I just wouldn't argue with her.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
I thought he was going to say something like, she scares me. That's what I was...
As well, I can love her and be scared of her at the same time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think everyone's back now, isn't they? Now Rosie's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, ready when you are then, Ash.
Yeah, you all good? You sorted?
Because we were talking waiting for Rose.
Liam.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready. So yeah.
Yep. All right. You're all good. Just making sure. Like, I believed any of the people were back. I just wanted to like triple check. You know?
Yeah, no, I'd heard
We're
everyone
actually,
at least.
Focused.
Yeah, no, I heard everyone that had gone speak again, so I assumed everyone was back.
Oh yeah, no, just like because like I do like rating in Final Fantasy 14, there are times where it's like 4 people will say they're back, and you throw out a ready check, and like 3 people are just not there. It's like one person went AFK again because they thought somebody else was still like and just
Yeah, I think the only thing is Michael said he might have to go again if the vans set off the
Yeah.
doggies.
Yep, they probably will.
that's fine. That's sorted. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. And yeah, you guys do slowly, kind of like gruelingly, make your way back. Now apparently, impromptu couriers voluntarily.
Oh, yep.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, you guys make your way back. And once you get there, you get sorted.
Put in like, I
about
want everything to be quarantined, like all the
a
presents.
good chunk of time of walking, hour or so maybe.
We have horses.
You do start to see the wedding off in like the horizon. And it is admittedly a bit far, but
we have horses, so
yeah, but yeah, because you guys didn't like kick them anywhere
we had.
yeah.
Say we had the whole take the horses from the hat thing and ride to the manor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was making sure because I knew you guys had put them.
Why is the map having a freak out?
Because it is. It's fun.
Okay.
Why you ask questions?
Because I kept trying to move my camera to keep in the same position, and I thought my camera was moving. I hadn't realised what the fuck was happening.
Now I'm having a freak out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh no, it's all gone wrong.
So we're doing like
Yeah.
a solid minute of spinny wheeling. But I was just gonna rotate the map for your facing and bring the, because the tent wasn't there because it was
Right.
you guys were fighting the dragon, so it was here.
Right.
So I was bringing the tent back for the wedding. I was trying to figure out. I think I wanted it there, but those torches look funny upside down. Yeah, I give up. back where it came from. Boop. Yeah, because this was the actual like tent far off in the distance. Boop, boop.
Yeah, McGorcorn.
Okay. Yeah, you guys do eventually make your way back. Pretty far back. You can see the tent off in the distance. You can hear faint noises from the tent. And yeah, you guys are going a bit slower. It's like it's taking you a bit longer to get back with all the stuff in tow. And the tent that they were like staging for the wedding was definitely closer than the manor. And I know you guys said you wanted to go to the barn first.
Well, yeah, because like Simpington doesn't trust the presents, so
Yeah.
he wants to put them in the barn.
Yes. You're right, Liam. That was an exciting grunt.
Liam making noises. Just don't worry about it.
Then we'll get some hand sanitizer.
What the fuck?
The alcohol helped with the pain a little bit.
I thought you said the pain for a second. Okay, right.
Wait,
Sorry, Ash.
no.
Carry on.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, find servant, put presents in a like abandoned barn or like unused barn.
All right. So you guys, the whole party. Do you just offload them on the servant, or do you like have the servant lead you to, or sorry,
Lead
just clarify.
to,
Yeah,
lead to, and we put
You don't
them
just
in
hand
there.
random servant like 500 Gorgors worth of presents.
No.
How to prove you're a noble in 1 second. You, servant, here, just carry all of
Yeah.
this.
How to say you're noble
Across the
without actually
grounds.
saying you're a noble? Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I
Thank you.
asked for clarity. It was just like, hey, you grab her, and I'm like, okay. All right. And you just like toss them in the back of like a barn shed kind of thing, just dump.
Yeah.
All right. You drop those off and return to the wedding.
Do we need to get dressed or changed?
Entirely whatever you guys want to do. I was more just asking, like, based off the loose plan you guys gave me.
Yeah. It's more sort of saying to Lovey, like, I think we should get changed, shouldn't we? Or I don't.
Well, I'm wearing the clothes that you told me to wear to be like fancy and stuff.
Yes.
This was
You're an exception, Gorgor.
I know.
I only had this dress, so unless you've got a dress in your closet that I could maybe borrow.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't. That's yeah.
He's got like 3, they're all on mannequins with like horns and stuff adorning them.
No, I thought, are we gonna find the hidden arc where he's a cross-dresser?
Well,
But yeah, if you, maybe I don't know. Cool, let's go to the wedding. We're all dressed. Do you need to change?
yes, I should wear some robes or something.
Cool, let's go back to your room. What about you guys?
I could
So
do a
you
little
my
bit.
tuxedo.
Oh,
Quick change, good clothes, job done.
okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Doff armor, and wear some fancy robes.
Tidy up from the riding, that kind of thing. I'm guessing we're a bit
Yeah.
dusty. Rinse ourselves off, wash faces.
Quick prestidigitation, just clean.
Yeah, everyone just tossed me like a general charisma check for just like making yourself presentable.
I
Okie dokie.
Just do you guys look like you just
Ugh.
rode back on horses to
Yeah.
like splash some water and
Just
Okay.
pretty much.
We'll make sure that we look as nice as possible.
yeah, just how cleaned up do you guys look from the road kind of question.
Mm-hmm. Taking the time to try and help everyone.
I look better than Flynn
Oh,
and Simpington. Fuck yeah.
And possibly Dave when he has to kind of correct for save.
Oh yeah, because he rolled a save like an idiot.
yeah, so yeah.
So what is it, Liam?
What? I
Take,
pressed the wrong thing.
Yeah, so press the right thing.
Take.
so take 6
Press
off
the
that.
button and
Okay.
let me know.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
so
much?
11.
Oh, Gogo
'cause-
looks the second best out of everybody. Fuck yes.
Lovey, familiar with this kind of behavior, does get herself nice and cleaned up pretty quickly. Looks nice, respectable. Dressed tidy as best she can. You guys didn't get anything too rough besides the riding, and like riding itself can be a little winding, but it's not gonna just like destroy clothing. But
Mm-hmm.
you guys did walk through some mud, some hard earth.
I think
you
for
guys-
like Sir Simpleton, it's like his hair's just like not how he wants it. Like,
Yeah. There's just the like, oh yeah, you cleaned off your face, you cleaned off your hands, or like, one person forgot to clean off their hands, one person forgot to clean off their boots.
Gogo gets it
Uh,
all.
Yeah, like you guys did an overall good job.
Virasame is a
Like
code.
nobody's just sat there like in clown makeup, making nonsense out of themselves. But you guys clearly
Yay.
traveled a little bit at the very least. Yeah. So you guys go ahead and return to the wedding.
Mhm.
And it is all kind of like the wedding itself was happening closer towards like as the sun was setting behind them, kind of making like a little picture frame almost kind of setting. And then afterwards they went inside of the tent, and that's kind of where they've been eating, and that's where kind of stuff was like being staged in between. So there's some chairs outside, there's some tables outside, but it seems like most people are inside the tent.
Right, are you trying to make a grand entrance of in, or are we just trying to look like we've always been involved?
I think it's more like we subtly enter, we're not like announce, and I'll just go over to my father. I think that's I've sort of seen it.
Give congratulations to the family first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very well.
Like,
Does that mean he's got to congratulate himself because he's family?
To my brother.
Yes. Congratulations. I'm glad that just that little, that little thing. Just it's the done thing.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
still?
Sorry.
I'm just going to say, do you still want us to keep up the charade at this point?
I don't know.
Just good behavior and try not to do it. Not try to contradict what we've said.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to tell your father, or do you need one? Would you need? someone
No,
else there
I will. I will.
Okay. We will try and smooth things over with the rest of them then, and schmooze.
Yeah. Well, I guess we walk in. I need to see what the setup is when we sort of come in. Are they dancing? Are they sat at a table? Like, what's
Crack.
It seems like they're at the. It seems like they're at the stage of the evening where everyone's still stood about chatting, like shaking hands, congratulating each other. Good job.
Yeah. Well, is Chade next to father or?
They've kind of got like the table of honor, so to speak, where it's mom, dad, wife, husband, a few of like the very close relatives of both sides of the family that you recognize, like.
It's nice. Is there a space for Sir Simpington to sit at the top table?
Of course not. Is Elf King there?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
And someone roll me. I guess it'd still be perception. No, insight. Someone roll me insight if they want. If they're commenting on the seats at the table.
That is not me. That is not me.
Like, Sir Simpleton may roll it. Anyone else who's really looking at the table may also roll it.
Got 19. What was a nat 20 -1? Weirdly,
Damn.
it's not insightful. How? Who would have thought?
Damn. I mean, still, no, with that, you do notice at the very least, like, it's a minor thing. I think only Lovey and Sir Simpleton would pick up on it, really. Like, Lovey from more just familiarity of, like, watching people interact and stuff at these kind of events, and Sir Simpleton because immediate family. while no seat at the table is empty and held for you, you do notice that there's a couple people who are a little bit out of place here because it's like, oh yeah, it's your brother, the bride, your father, her father, your mother, like, and then there's just like your great uncle Geoff there with like his one son who's trying to be a pig farmer kind of thing, taking up 2 seats.
Okay.
So, like, no, there is no empty seat for you to just plop down in, but, like, you could guess that maybe there was the intent to hold the seat for you, and they're just like, okay, look, it looks really bad if there's just 2 empty seats here.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Fair enough.
Just the quick shuffle of, all right, you're going off on your adventure or whatever, like, have fun, good luck, we're just gonna save some sort of face here.
Yeah. I'll head over to the table then, I guess.
All right. As you start heading over, your father immediately clocks you, excuses himself from the table, stands up, and kind of just like comes to meet you halfway to stop you guys from like getting to the table. Welcome back from your patrols, my son. I know how concerned you were about the wedding, and you really wanted to be certain that things would be safe. I'm sure your paranoia was assuaged with your ride.
More questions than answers, I'm afraid. Can I talk to you in private, please?
Of course. But why don't you sit, drink, your lovely date. You both look stunning, despite your ride, of course, and the hard work that you did. Why don't you two sit, drink, socialize, and we can talk more privately in the study later or some such. If everything is okay, of course, as you saw with your ride.
I guess love is with me. I just sort of shrug. I'm like, he is psychologically destroyed by today. He doesn't know, like.
Of course. Thank you so much for your hospitality. I'm sure Secundus would love that chat later. And I'll kind of link my arm through so Simbin doesn't start tugging him away to an empty couple of seats somewhere. If there's nothing.
No. I think Geoff, why don't you go tell your sister about that farm that your son was doing? Why don't you three just go have a chat outside? Maybe we can show you what stables we have here or some such. Tour of the grounds, maybe.
Stay away from, and Gogo will describe where the barn was that we put all the gifts in. I wouldn't go to that barn.
Okay.
Simpington will explain.
Is there some places for our companions to also take seat?
I mean, they're more than welcome to go sit at the staff table, of course.
Yes. They hide, remember, so.
Yeah, over towards that corner over there, and they kind of gesture towards like the southeast corner of the tent. And it's not like, you're not like poorly treated. Like the tables are still like nicely set up because it still wants to be like a presentable event. It's more just kind of like aesthetically from the front entrance. It's conveniently blocked by like the gifts table, the cake, the food, etc. Like it's perfectly like out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, Gogo will go and park ours after giving his dire warning.
Guess we head to the top table then? Secundus?
Yes, I will.
Cool. I will lead him there because I'm guessing you're just kind of drained at this point and not moving unless instructed.
Yeah, he's just I
don't know if it's Ben or Secundus, so that's the problem.
Well, I got hit in the head today, so I'm a little bit foggy. But like he was foggy from like.
I hope you're alright, but yeah. Lovely will take the lead on this, and
I hope you
lead
give him
into-
twice back what they give you.
and get him seated near. I'm guessing there would be one closer to his brother. That would be his seat, and then I will sit to his side almost. Cool.
Yeah, you guys sit. You guys grab some food. Some food is brought to you. Some food is a la carte buffet. Like it's a mix of both.
Oh, we
Like,
make
the
sure
buffet is out, but a lot of the more nobles are just like placing orders anyway, kind of thing.
as we arrive, if there seems like there's a suitable point in the conversation, like if it seems like trade is in deep discussion with somebody, we'll leave it. But as soon as there is a free moment, Lovey will at least extend her congratulations to the happily married couple, and I'm guessing prompt Secundus to do the same as well.
Yes, he would. I think he was just taken aback by like being intercepted and sort of like he got this pressing thing to say. It was like, no, you got to sit on it. So he's just like, why is no one caring about this vampire kind of thing? Like, so it's like, yes. I think I just need to pretend like nothing's happening for the next 4 hours, otherwise I might go insane.
Yeah. That is until you see at the corner of your eye Gorgo eating the table.
He should. He must know what food is. What?
I'm more joking because he'll probably eat like a fucking animal because he hasn't eaten like a day and a half.
Worth of food. But yeah, anytime it seems like Secundus is like not prompted in conversation, Lovely will kind of lean over it and whisper in his ear to be like, "Come on, just hold it together. We can do this. Nearly there, home stretch. Okay."
Yeah. Yes. Does Shade and the bride to be or wife now?
Sister-in-law.
Do they say anything like? Because he was always be like, congratulations, that, and be like, I need to speak to you as well in the study after, if that's okay.
Certainly, of course. Of just some brotherly discussions. Just yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Hopefully, all is well, of course.
I mean, yeah, it can be solved. Nothing that is not fixable.
And nothing to worry about on such a happy occasion.
Oh, yes, it can wait.
Yeah, and ever so sorry that we missed the ceremony. It seemed like it was a beautiful occasion out with the sun setting behind you. How romantic.
Oh, it was lovely. It was fantastic. Very, very kind of you. Hopefully everything is all right. Like I know Secundus ran away on to make sure he wanted to make sure that everything was perfect for his brother and such. Just to bring you riding along with him, that's quite a journey.
Oh,
So if you two truly are that inseparable.
Well, we are equal partners in everything we do.
I mean, looks a little surprised at that because that's the first time that he says something actually nice about a woman. Well, I mean, he says nice things, but you know
That is
what I
a
mean?
fair point, yeah. That's the first non-negging thing he said.
She kind of looks at him a bit like, huh? Yeah. Also, I've been kind of accompanying Secundus for a little bit of time now, and I'm kind of getting used to the road. You know, it's quite enjoyable, this hero, watching him become a hero, I guess. Yeah. Weird.
Sounds like you can try to convince yourself that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just. I'm sorry, I was a little thrown then, but no. Yes, everything is okay. We are here at the end of the day, and we managed to find the thing that we had lost as well. So all good. Your Highness.
Thank you. does look a little awkward about it, but
Oh, well, I can understand. Well, hopefully, I know it was love at first sight as well, which is quite beautiful and something that I'm sure many a bard will sing about in the future. And on the momentous day when the two of you were in union, is that the right way of saying it? As in, you're married now.
yes,
How does it
yes.
feel to be married now?
It's been a day. I think it's still setting in for me. I'm still not entirely certain how I feel about it, but it's certainly been a day.
Oh, I understand.
Oh,
It's been
insight check that. That sounds like I've got shit insight, but he's like, what?
Yeah, that sounds a bit like he didn't want to be married.
why
That-
no. Don't I why no. I mean, I think some of it is still just partially he's also thinking about the like pressing things, like as much as, his focus is supposed to be here and as much as like he's very much and she's very much like enamored of the wedding, like he does know what you wrote off to do and he's kind of just like, I also want to know if you're okay, but also I have to sit here and play politics and
Yeah.
When you left, you said dragon, and now you're back, and
Without dragon. Yeah.
I'm looking okay as well.
yeah, and like it's he's calling your insight inversely. He's like, okay, something has happened. Like, I don't know what's happened, but like you weren't like the peak of comforting when you returned. There was no yes, nothing to worry about. The like heroic adventuring party returned successful. It was like, yeah, we're back. We gotta talk in a minute. Sits nervously squirming.
So it's like that meme we're both at dinner staring at each other, kind of. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I know, like it was a lovely, lovely ceremony. It was a fantastic day, and it's just still taking a minute to set in. Like it's been a long day. It's been a busy day. It's been a magical day. Just
So Simpington's charisma kicks in a bit, and he's like, "My brother, always responsible, always thinking about the welfare of the province." Hello?
oh no,
Okay.
I could never. I simply I am but one person. I do what I can. And when you're out there every day traveling the realm in search of uh, you know, people to protect, save, like you're the true hero here.
Oh, he's too kind, brother.
I'm going to owe you a favour, aren't I?
Yes.
So, what was I going to ask? Have we missed the speeches? Are there speeches in this kind of wedding? I've never been to something as fancy and as elaborate as something like this. Is there speeches or will we miss?
Uh, they're usually spread out across the day. Father's already given his, and he's simply schmoozing as it is. Mother, a good bit ago, did as well.
How about our beloved king?
Oh well, not yet, not yet.
Is he scheduled to?
It would be presumptuous to expect him to. Simply,
Understandable. This is the wedding of his daughter, after all. not just a princess of the realm. Anyway, would you like to schmooze at all, Secundus, or are you happy to maybe get a drink?
A drink sounds good.
Is it table service or is there a bar? Is
What's
there
a
wine
what?
on?
What did you say? Sorry.
I'm just asking, what's the drink situation? Is there a drink place we can go away so I can talk to him and be like, to Secundus and be like, dude? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So I will
As I was
go
talking
away.
about earlier with like the setup and stuff, it's kind of there is like a long buffet table that has all the food like prepared on it and some drinks like and a second table like that has some drinks and like appetizers prepared on it. And a lot of the nobility is just simply using the staff to handle the intermediary, though nothing is stopping anyone from like, getting up and getting it themselves. Like,
Just nobling, yeah.
like, one of your great uncles, like his wife is sat there insisting that he can't have another bite to the wait staff, so he simply gets up himself and goes and plates himself his own food, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There is a proper bar like nearby that's doing actual like again bar loose term. It's just another table, but it's the table that
drinks
has
on
the
a
ice bucket
table
with it.
with a
Yeah.
servant. Yeah. Every time I blink, it's Gorgol moving closer to that table.
No, the table's moving closer to Gorgol.
That's the power of
Yeah,
magic.
he's managed to snag like the end of the tablecloth, and slowly the whole thing is just shifting
Sliding
over.
towards him.
I'm just
Yeah.
every 5 minutes. You just hear the table like just dragging.
His levitation spell's coming on.
Too bad he's forgotten to cast silence beforehand. In fact, no, that's his silent spell going off afterwards.
He'll be like, yeah. So Simpleton will they'll go to the table and he'll be like, whatever like version of rye whiskey they have. They must have something like that, and be like, it'll be like 2 shots, and then he'll be like, leave the bottle, and he'll like offer one to Lovey, and he'll just like pound one back. Like,
Are you okay?
it's been a very odd day. I feel like I'm going a little bit insane.
Understandable. I know that you really want to talk to them, but the best thing for them at this point, and the thing that's going to cause them the least amount of pain in the long run, is to put on a mask and play pretend, like with Gorgor. You know?
I guess so. I just can't help but feel like there's an ancient evil coming to kill everybody. But he didn't give us a reason to kill him, and then like no one's here really invested in it, and I'm just yes. And then he just takes another shot.
I mean, not there to overhear it, but with like 5 generations classed as ancient, or is it just old?
I mean, if you really want to cause a stir, we could. I think we have another bottle of that wine. We can maybe pour it in the punch or something if you really want to see what happens.
No, this has been a strange 2 days, and I think you've seen things the way you saw them, even though I know I'm going to win this bet. It's they're good people. They just haven't helped, but I don't know how they could have helped. I just don't want to embarrass them.
And if I can offer something, do you think your brother looked up to you a little? As soon as he was talking, then I don't know. I just got the sense that he was being truthful to himself. Maybe he feels constricted by the fact that he has to be the first and the one that everybody seems to follow. It sounds like he wanted to invent his style. Maybe he's had to go along with this marriage, and they've come up with this story of love at first sight in order to basically cover up for a political move.
Yeah, yes. That's what was going to happen with me as well. They were looking for people to marry to, and I kind of Blassie seems like freedom and love, and seems like a good choice. But
Just think, if he hadn't got his devil fetish, Segundus could have been Jade.
Yeah.
How? Why?
Well,
Oh, hello.
firstborn
What?
child is usually the priority in these situations, isn't it? They would have probably have rather shacked up the firstborn.
Yeah, but
Jade is the first
Oh,
one.
I forgot which way around it
his
was.
name's Secundus. Secundus,
the
Danny.
number 2.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
I think you might have confused Danny because I said he looks
Yeah,
up to you.
Yeah, no, it's just,
No.
it was too good.
Leave me alone.
Daddy, your Google's showing.
Where?
Wait, you could see that chip?
Yes.
Make another quote.
But she'll kind of like, because obviously she's trying to pretend to be in love with him or whatever, we'll kind of put her hand on his arm and just go, exactly, you managed to get away. He hasn't. Maybe you were the lucky one. I mean, aside from, being obsessive about Glacier and feeling like your family.
Kettle.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I think you're all right. I think, but it's what's clear to me is I just I brought a person home, a woman home, and someone who loved me, and they were just fine with it. That it wasn't, and it means I can make my own choice without having to pick a devil princess, and that seems to be holding me back a bit.
What, the whole devil princess bit?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, that's development. Go you.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
we
not.
should just celebrate.
Sorry, what did you say?
After you.
Oh, what did you say? I didn't. I was.
I was just going to say maybe we should drink to celebrate that kind of realization rather than trying to drink in order to squash down the feelings of paranoia that's setting in.
It was as much as paranoia, it was just that everything felt a bit crazy, and I just needed those two to get some clarity.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get clarity. Your brother does seem a bit worried about it.
Oh, yes, he saw the spooky mansion thing, and he's a good man. He tries to believe, he just tries to do what's right by the family, which they all do in their own way.
I'm kind of lucky in that way.
Probably why I rebelled against it. Oh, this is strong stuff.
I think, rebellion comes from the fact of when you feel like you were being oppressed in some way. It might not have been that they were actually oppressing you, it's to do with your emotions. And I'm guessing you were a teenager and, you saw this, as you've explained, really pretty picture of Glacier and kind of become like obsessed with her. And it was more an obsession from the point of, oh, wow, she's a devil princess. My family's going to take that kind of deal,
Yeah, that's part of it. Part of wanting a relationship, and I guess if you tap into someone's magic, you feel like you're having some kind of connection with them, I guess. But you've made it obvious that you speak to her, and it hasn't been like, oh, how's Sir Simpleton doing? So I've kind of guessed.
I hate to do this at your brother's wedding, but I don't think she's interested. I'm sorry. I can ask, in like a friendly way. I don't know.
Is it truly available? Can anyone truly do that?
Well, no, she might just lie to us. I really didn't like her at first. I'm not going to lie, she was quite scary. But now we're mates, She gave me a cool scythe.
Oh, well, yeah. I did get. I kind of imbued this halberd from her magic. But yeah, again, it's different. You have a relationship with her in some way, and I somehow, I don't know, what I do, tap into her magic power somehow.
it's almost like, so for example, the way that I see it is, Elsie to you is like Hecate to me. I'll follow her for the rest of my days, but I don't think the connection goes much deeper than. It's not like a pet or like a child or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's more someone who she respects because I will follow her tidings and her teachings, but at the same time, there's no intimate connection.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you actually speak to her, and when I realised people actually speak to her, it sort of made sense.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it awkward for you. I mean, we were kind of speaking beforehand, and then you kind of like arrived with Paladin Dave. But yes, sorry.
He needs to stop stumbling around places, otherwise we don't. Who knows? We'll be in our party.
Oh, should we maybe play a guessing game on who it could next be? I reckon he's going to find. Maybe it's even like a worse kind of thing. I mean, like, you have some tendency. Yeah, quick question. Why did you say that we were equal in the relationship? Because that proper threw me. I've never heard you say anything. You've all been about negging and stuff.
What do you mean? Like, I don't think those things are women. I just thought that's how you seduce them.
So you're just trying to seduce a woman, is that what you're saying? That's all you really.
Oh my god, this dice being rolled. Get out! Get out!
Probably something to do with the fact that I've been worrying about how many times you guys have said glacier out loud at a party.
We're drinking, people are talking. That much
You haven't been drinking that much.
I would like to say that in order to try and sell this, that Lovey is quite close to Secundus at this point.
Yeah,
She is,
yeah.
like,
You have said that several times. Like,
yeah.
I like how Rose is just assuming what the rolls are for.
I don't care. DMs will roll sometimes for the sake of rolling, other times it's for reasons, and us trying to guess it isn't going to change the fact that they've already been rolled.
3d20. Someone's got super advantage. We better get the fuck out of there. No.
But no. Why? I thought you took a vow of chastity, Secundus.
Yes. I think it was like devotion to Glacier and like devils, the details in the contract, isn't it? And I guess like if I didn't have to like do it with someone else, it meant I didn't have to confront that really. I guess I kicked the can down the road.
Oh. Cool. Well, if you ever need to talk, I'm always here. And for the rest of tonight, we're going to have to pretend that we're in love with each other. So, yeah. And then we can have a spectacular breakup if you want. I can even seem a little crazy, so it seems like you were in the right. I'm there for you, bro. You know.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow morning. Let's see. I'm still once I've spoken to Father, we'll figure out how all this chapter ends.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will move another whiskey, and I'll go bottoms up, and not crawl back before we go back into the fray of the party.
I was also. Can we just have a seat? Look what Paladin Dave is doing when we're talking about Paladin Dave. Is he like talking to someone random? Like, oh no.
As you guys look around a little bit, you hear this loud crash, bang, something falling.
Oh god.
And you see a tray half full of food on Gorhor's table, and the other half on the floor.
Ah, okay. It's like half a suckling pig's falling off his table.
I got it.
Chinese
It's
pig.
okay.
I just wouldn't worry. Maybe we leave it with Glenn to look after. If you get
That
involved,
went
it'll
so well
somewhat-
last time.
Oh.
Flint is doing currently doing the 3 tasks of trying to keep those 2 in line, trying to make sure that the dragon doesn't sneak up on the party every so often, so he's kind of going out for a bit of air quite often to just do a quick little check, and also trying to subtly bring up the history of the realm or this area around Simpington's family. Not to them, just general discussion to kind of prime them for this might be part of the conversation for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is trying to pull triple duty, and he missed that moment because he was too busy trying to get a little bit of history out of one of the relatives that may have some idea of, well, so how did your grandfather, well, if it was the great uncle or something, so how did your brother become, this, that, and the other, and just trying to get some
we found
family,
Uncle G off. Okay, yeah.
some family history about this region and how they became the lords, trying to prep people around that, hey, there might be something more about that, without actually saying, hey, the previous lord's still alive. Or unalive, whatever.
Yeah.
So if I want to be doing I don't know if you just want me doing persuasion and perception checks.
Persuasion and insight.
Yeah, I meant for the checking for the dragon as well.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yes. I was saying persuasion plus insight for the, what can you mine out of people? Can you encourage them to talk, and then, what can you read in their half drunk?
Okay, persuasion.
And then also, the perception for just by the way, is there a dragon overhead? Thought I should know.
Yeah. So 21.
Okay.
17. And perception. 17.
Those are some nice rolls.
Look, I got 10 for every roll.
That's not bad, dude. That's pretty average.
Beautiful. But yeah, so starting around, as far as mining for conversations, part of it, the age is just a little hard for a lot of the family, because most of Simpson's family, at the very least, is human, or predominantly human. You do still kind of get the occasional, offhanded story, though how much of it is nobles just taking any opportunity to talk about how great their own grandfather was, or how their family's been in this land for generations.
Yeah.
There is just a lot of, nonsense kind of being tossed around in there. Hello, yes, I'm going to just use your question to brag unrelatedly on a new topic. But there's some attempts.
Yeah,
How much is it about Grandpa Fuckington?
That's kind of why I went. That's I went for the great uncle, just to make sure that it's oh yeah, you don't want to brag about your brother all too often. Talk about your own dad or something.
Yeah. And you're getting pretty good, nuggets. It's just some of it is it's kind of the tricky situation where you're getting what you want to an extent, but in between you're having to sit through a lot of just chaff. There's a lot of just I'm gonna go on my own tangent about how cool this thing I did was. You want to know the family history? Well, I'm the new family history. I'm going places, I'm doing things, or
yeah, it's that occasional that conversation's going, and then it's just I kind of let that chaff kind of get to the thing, and then I just kind of just quickly kind of just whittled them through their story faster than they, without them kind of realizing, just whittle them through their story a little bit quicker. So it's probably somebody else who's heard the story before is going wow, you managed to get through what should have been a half an hour conversation in 10 minutes.
And you are making good progress with that. We'll come back to what you totally end up with in a little bit. But you are getting some hits. You're getting the occasional droplets. but a lot of it's going to be like, you got one puzzle piece here, you got one puzzle piece here. If you keep working at it, maybe you can get enough puzzle pieces to push together. Perception-wise, you don't hear any loud wing beats overhead. It is kind of hard because there is a band playing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people socializing. There's a lot of plates and stuff being moved around, people eating. There's a lot of just noise. But
and I
you'd
don't
think
see
you'd at least hear something obvious like, oh, the entire tent, like, a wing beat hit the tent, it shook. None of that is happening at the moment.
and I don't get anything on my somewhat smoke breaks or something where I just have a quick little wander around the tent. Yeah, just like, no.
The bigger question is, Michael, that you haven't done. Is anyone going to the barn?
I'm triple tasking at the moment and obviously not doing so well. Looking after the barn is the last thing I can
Yeah,
be
you
doing
say that until, like, Segundus' second uncle's, like, third child, like, happens upon a cursed sword and then turns into a Death Knight or some shit.
Well, that's his own. That's him.
Like, could you imagine a Death Knight that's, like, 3 foot tall?
That's between him and whoever he was trying to fool around with in the hay.
Oh, wait.
Sneak off to the barn.
No, I'm on about a child sneaking into a barn, not a fucking...
Oh, okay.
Like, 2 kids going to the barn.
Yeah, like kids like fuck about. Yeah, like, oh, there's presents in here. Let's open one of them. This is a cool sword. Definitely.
They are elaborately wrapped presents, actually. Yeah, that I never considered that.
If a child that young to go and do that has managed to get away from this group, a lot of the children have gone and done that.
It's out of Michael's mouth. We've got an army of cursed children.
No, we've got an army of Death Knight toddlers. The Death Knight toddlers. They've got like half the HP, half the AC because they're toddlers.
But there's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's like that old adage, like how many 6-year-olds could you beat up in a playground at once?
Yeah,
I will leave that for you guys to find out. I am the one that still has Dimension Door available.
Oh, do you fight, what is it, like 30 toddler-sized Death Knights, or like one Death Knight-sized toddler? There we go.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. Ash, does that happen? Kind of want it to happen now. Like just Death Knight toddlers.
No, that will never happen in this situation.
This situation.
Okay. But she's definitely, that's definitely a core memory unlocked.
Yeah, she's adding it now to the next one.
That is another group's problem entirely.
Yeah.
No, thank you. that can be next campaign. Not to say nothing bad can happen, but just of all the questions, come on. So as you're juggling all of those things while also trying to babysit Gorgor and Paladin Dave, Paladin Dave, how's your night going? You're kind of already full up on food at the moment. Like, you did do a bit of walking though, so how are you feeling?
I think I'm doing okay. Not doing too badly. I don't think. Excuse me. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Really warm.
Is it?
It's okay.
Yeah, not that bad.
I got the heating on for once.
Shut up. All of you, shut up. At some point,
my head right there.
Yeah. Some point, Gogo goes back for another tray of food after cleaning and eating the floor food.
Every time that this happens, we try to direct the main party's attention away from what is currently happening.
He providing distraction.
Yeah, so every time it's like we hear I'm like, so, you said that you guys met in the Great Hall. What's it like? Do you know what I mean? Letting them brag and all, draw attention away from what is happening because we can hear it. We know what's going on. Trying to distract.
I think like Sir Simpson's also interested to see like what people think of him. Like, I don't know like how much is like the black sheep reputation sort of spread really.
Intriguing.
Yeah, you're not being like cold-shouldered by a lot of the family. Overall, you're having a pretty good time, having a pretty good night. Like, it's you've been in this kind of high society before. It's been a while, especially like since you've been, like towards the center of it around an event and stuff. Like, it's nice. There's food, there's drink, there's sociable, and like it seems like the narrative that you're kind of like gleaning from the other people. Like a lot of people are asking you very specific, like, oh, hey, how's that like patrol of the outer realms going? How's your, how's your helping of the innocent in far off lands? Kind of sounds like you've been spun as like a Doctor Without Borders kind of adventure, and a lot less like you've just been kind of like run off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Secundus went on a diplomatic mission. Yeah. Yeah.
Does he have immunity?
Diplomatic immunity.
Oh dear.
Cross campaign Dahlia, bang! It's just been revoked.
So yeah, I'm guessing the night wears on at this point.
Yeah, and after a good bit of drinking, after a good bit of relaxation, it does start to just kind of wear off, and you guys have your rest, you guys have your drink. Go on.
No, I was going to say, is it like a bit of a stuffy, uptight wedding where everyone just talks and stuff like that? There's the music's in the background, it's not really playing, no one's having a good time kind of deal.
Oh yeah, people are having fun, but yeah, it's kind of like dying off. It's kind of a lot of people have left early to be responsible and like, oh, we're gonna try and get home before it's too late in the evening. We're gonna Yeah, like there's some people trying to get home early, there's some people trying to like, oh well, we're just gonna go up to our rooms. And it is kind of just like there's the one you do see that Flynn's just got this one guy who's just been going on this like 20-minute long story at this point. And Flynn is clearly just there trying to find out, like, okay, wait, here's a single detail, here's something, maybe,
Yeah. I suppose
like,
there's like the folky part of the family as well that are like jigging in the corner, like,
Yeah. There's a few people who the party is probably never going to end for, but it seems like about half the audience has dwindled out, people have moved about a bit.
Yeah.
People either they're gone to bed, gone back to their caravans to head home. Something.
Okay, cool.
But yeah. And towards the end, you do as well, something, you do get eventually your father's, like, shoulder and stuff, and he does just kind of tug you away with like, oh hey, let's go, you, me, your brother, let's just go have a little guys' night celebratory, we're just gonna step off, have a single drink, have a single cigar, just kinda...
Reflect on the evening, yes.
Yeah.
Then you can tell him about the dozen cursed artifacts in the barn.
Cool, I'll keep your mother company if your mum's still around at this point. Let you boys do it.
Yeah. She seems like she's trying to placate one of the more drunker family members.
Gorgo, now the party's dying off, Gorgo will go to the bards that are playing and see if he can play with them.
Oh my god, wow. Okay.
Is Gorgo proficient in playing with them? In any capacity at all?
Well, he can probably beat on a drum or something, I guess, or a triangle.
Triangle.
Yeah, a triangle. You fucking
It's a symbol. Yeah.
He's not proficient, but he's proficient in wanting to be involved.
Aww.
All right, roll me
Was
a
expected.
persuasion check to like get the attempt, like to get the try.
He's like a guy in like ornate wizard robes that are like Oh my days. Funny.
I'd say the idea of the ornate wizard robes is completely out from the fact that, been
Hi, can I play with you all,
raised.
please?
I never got him to wear the veil, fuck. Like, and you probably, like, so Simpleton will be like, veil, fuck. Oh, shit.
They kind of look at you and they're just like, this is a paid gig. If you're more than welcome to try and, but probably not.
Okay.
It-
It's
I'm
okay.
sure you're lovely. We'd hate to get in trouble for messing things up or terms and services and.
That's okay. We'll go and get what's left of the buffet and take it back to the table.
Oh.
Just the table, the buffet table.
Yeah, just takes the table, yeah.
Like if you call every go.
Shut up, Liam. But no, Gorgo will take the buffet table back and eat what's left.
Seems good. Gorgor has a nice, lovely meal. Lovey, do you want to roll to assist in just the trying to de-escalate while also assuage, while also just kind of just the micromanaging of family members? It's like, okay, we had to invite this guy, but we don't really know what to do with him. Just trying to get him to just kind of shove off.
What do I need to roll? Persuasion?
Yeah, just general. How are you assisting, and how successful is whatever you're assisting with?
I think what I would be doing is getting people waters, if that makes sense. So maybe a medicine check, like trying to sober some people up that are a bit too drunk, if that makes sense, and help out in that way.
Absolutely.
Because I wouldn't really, well, I don't really help much, but I try. I get water.
And that's, you get them some water. You're just like, hey, drink up. Maybe have a sandwich or something. Just trying to put something in them so they're not just drunk.
You're gonna have to fight Gorgo for the sandwiches.
Gorgo.
Unarmed combat.
Food for everybody. Play nice.
Unarmed combat. It's fine, just go on.
Dude, I can turn into a fucking bear. Unarmed combat, come for me.
I'm bigger than a fucking bear. Come at me.
I've just realised how Ash is going to destroy the Simpleton family.
Gorgo.
It ain't a vampire, it's Gorgo, like the massive build, like the debt from the catering never.
And then we pan out as
recover.
the book we pan out, the book closes on the history of the Simpletons, and that's how they went bankrupt.
Yeah, they just lost the lordship through bankruptcy due to this orc turning up and eating everything.
But yeah, and then also kind of whilst helping those drunken people, I will kind of not drop specific questions, but ask Cecily about what they think is how everything's going. Have they had a good time? What they think about Secundus? But really subtle and nice and actually thought through rather than just me spouting words. Does that make sense? Hoping that people are drunk enough that they won't get me asking questions, but also will reveal things, because when people are drunk, they get looser with lying. They tend to tell the truth.
Drunk and dead can't lie. Drunk can't help themselves, and the dead can't talk.
Exactly.
Unless you cast a spell on them.
Fair.
Yeah.
The Drunken Dead, new TV series.
just zombies going out on the piss.
I would watch that. Who wouldn't? But yeah, basically, so trying to see if I can gain any information and also help out. So Simpington, because of what I could tell. I'm guessing I could tell that he was specifically trying to find out how people saw him. I would. Never mind. Yeah, I just ask questions.
So you're gonna ask your questions. if you want to roll persuasion on that, and then we're gonna cut over to Simpson with his family.
Yep.
All right. So, what have you found out? What's so important? You stormed off on, Sonic was really important to the family. I'm glad you looked into something you may have seen as a threat, but like, what's going on? What was so important that you've got? Did you find confirmation of anything? Was it that time sensitive?
So, Chade saw the manner of where the Lord was before our family took over these lands. And
Yeah, it was far off, foggy. Didn't really see much of it.
yes, we traced the corruption of the lands to that place, and it's now working manner again, with a magical red sun above it, inhabited by someone who claims to be the old ruler of these lands before the Simpletons came. And he looks like a vampire, acts like a vampire, and is dressed like a vampire. And as some kind of proof, I have one of the barns full of all these relics in quote-unquote gifts he gave us. I didn't trust him. I didn't give them to anyone. I just put them in the barn for safekeeping till we know what to do with them. And when I asked, well, why don't you think we're all going to come back to try and kill you? You just said, remind me to the king. So I told you to, because I don't want to talk to the king without protocol, but it feels like something he needs to know.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Why do you think I've been? Why I needed whiskey after. I don't know how it's. Yes.
So what's so there's a vampire dragon with the vampire lord
Mm-hmm.
who sent ancient relics here as gifts to the family?
Gifts to the families. I opened one of them and it was a cup of what I'll say the name. Oh, from the other side of the city. So it seemed to be a peace treaty, and as you trained me, we don't. Yes.
You might want to mention as well, because the guy specified that there were relics that the families had lost, and he was kind of giving them back. They were like lost artifacts.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, like, he sort of offering them as a peace treaty. He said they were lost relics, like. And he wrapped them all, but it's very weird and sinister. Is why I wasn't like, oh, here's everybody. Here, have these unannounced gifts, and why I put them in the barn for safekeeping until we knew what to do. Because you trained me not to turn down a peace treaty, but I can't see this being in place forever. If it isn't at all, that's why I wanted to talk to you, just in case we were at danger now. I don't know.
And what do you think his goal is? Did you read into anything just based on how he was handling
Well,
he sent you these to go cause mayhem with?
Possibly. That's why I stuck him in the barn. But he basically, I get the sense he was trying to send a message that area is his area, and you want to be left alone. Whether that was the message he was trying to get across, and whether I don't know if the king will know more, like whether he's intimidated the king in the past and hopes to intimidate people, but well, some of my party spent a lot of time debating theology with him, and it was hard to get a read on what he was actually trying to do.
Did you also mention apparently, this is did Timpington remember that apparently he is the godfather of the king?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Well, yeah, oh, he said he was like knew the king. I guess we just say he knew the king. That's how I remember. That's how he remembers it. He says he knows the king. The king remembers him, and he seemed to play in that point like the king must know. And I think the king. I know it's a bit embarrassing that some vampires resurge the land, but if the king's got some insight.
I'll ask him next time I get a chance. I think if you go running to him with this, it might send the wrong kind of message.
I don't want to be an embarrassment, is why I wanted to talk to you first.
And if all of this is exactly as you said, it does sound like a concern, though.
I mean, I know you don't trust me, but there's a barn full of weird gifts if you want to have a look at them, and maybe...
Yeah, you three go and have an unwrapping party? Alone in the barn, no one else?
It's almost like you'd think I set these jokes up in advance, but no.
All alone, no one else, where Segundus is the only one that survives and everyone blames him and he becomes the worst person in the history of the family. Yeah, go in the barn, guys. Was I not meant to say that?
It's either that or, one of those presents is basically the dinner bell for the dragon.
I mean, it's up to you what you want to do, but all I can do is be truthful of a very strange situation, and as I said, I've brought back all the best proof I can. It's up to you whether you choose to believe that I'm not trying to embarrass or hinder you.
Oh no, of course it's more just theirs.
It's a lot. I can't.
There's research that we'll have to do, of course, to just make sure that we know what to do with it. If everything you've said is exactly as truthful, then we need to obviously understand why they brought this back, what their goal is, what they're after. There's a lot of information, but a lot of lack of motive here.
I mean, why didn't he come kill the family before? I'm very surely there's other times he could have tried to kill the Simpingtons. Surely if he tried to attack just any time with a dragon, we would have just been wiped out. I don't understand.
It's interesting. It's definitely worth looking into, and there's definitely something going on with it. Just, and I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm simply saying if everything is exactly as you interpret, then that's something we're going to have to look into. That's something we're going to have to research.
Yes, I can't. There's two, right? I think So you are committed to speaking to the king tonight, then?
Maybe not tonight. Maybe after we've done some of our own homework, but definitely in general.
What is the point of doing that? If he can enlighten, and let's say this lord is trying to do something tonight or tomorrow, surely time.
Say.
But what if his whole game is to simply make us look the fool? What if all the gifts are simply goodwilled gifts from a far-off fallen noble, and I run to the king with these bad suspicions?
All we have to say is that this man's appeared, says he's the godfather of the king. I think that's what he said. And says that he knows the king. king can, and that this is very unusual. The king can ascertain whether this is the truth or not, and we can go from what the king says. You might present more things to research. We don't have to say he's bad, he's a vampire, he's all this. It just says this man's emerged, seemingly from the dead. It's the fact he said, "Oh, the king knows me." The fact that seemed to prevent when I said, "Well, what's stopping me riding back with an army or whatever?" That seemed to be a key point.
You guys have had a long day. Go get some sleep and well, at least figure out a way to communicate it to the king reasonably in the morning.
Did he say that was for me or for him to do?
Him.
Him.
He'll
Okay.
figure out
Yeah,
he'll
okay.
figure out how to pass the message along to the king in a, reasonable manner, akin to what you're saying.
Is there a watch for tonight? Is there security? Is there perimeter?
There's extra guards just in the nobility here, though there's a difference between guards against an assassin and guards against a dragon.
It could be guards against someone who's a vampire. It could be guards against a dragon. I just think if there's people watching, at least.
There are people out on alert, though that's just the thing is how that will go is there will definitely be an alarm raised. They just simply don't know if we're equipped to handle such a threat if it were to come.
Or we can help. So, thank you for listening.
Yes, and that's not to be dismissive. That we will further investigate. I simply, with politic, you do have to move slowly and carefully.
Can we also secure the barn as well? Or if you feel free to have a look at the barn in what's in the barn. But I feel like if you could
Well,
just sorry.
You've got able-bodied adventurers, companions, servants with you.
Yes, I guess could put a watch on the barn.
Servants have slept in the barn before. It's unusual in common times, as we do have more accommodating lodges, but
Their situation has been downgraded from being a suite to sleeping in a barn.
We went from the suite. We went from the suite to the servants' quarters to the barn.
Pray I do not alter it further.
Pray I don't start using suggestion to change things around.
Someone here being very motherfucker.
yes, and we will look into this. We will dig through the archives. I'll send a few servants to comb through some books overnight. I'll look at the research in the morning, see if we can figure out who he is, figure out what they might have sent us, and then discuss with the king in the morning with a more singularly formed thought process and statement to communicate.
Very well.
You guys have done well today. You seemed to enjoy the party. Your companion seemed to have similarly enjoyed the party. It's a good thing for us that the king is the one in charge of the catering.
Yes.
Very fortunate.
Yes. I did worry that our house would fall with a massive catering bill.
Hopefully they're fine. I imagine it'll be but a drop in the hat, but
Yes. Very well. I'll return to what is left of the party, and we'll discuss in the morning, I suppose.
Go get your companions. Go get some rest. And yes, I'll speak with you in the morning, either before or after, depending on what we find.
Yes. Very well, and again, congratulations, Jade. Walk back.
Okay.
Comedic genius, Paladin Davis.
Yes.
All right, so Flynn spends a large majority of the night getting what information he can. And towards the end of it, Lovey does try and just help a little bit, toss him a little bit of extra info that she can get from reading his context clues.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgor and Paladin Dave seem to spend the night relaxing and enjoying themselves.
Fuck you.
And not being So have we been volunteered to go and guard it or not?
Well, until the end of... I was going to
Yeah.
say, because it's where you guys are going to sleep is on
TBD.
him to
Yeah.
communicate with you.
Mhm.
TLDR, they're like, yeah, if you think that the artifact should be guarded, go have your guards guard it. It's on you.
Does Ben, does like Secundus think we should guard them?
He would mention it, and I would. He wouldn't order it, but he's like, it's like Father won't organize a watch on it. Do we think we need a watch on these items?
I mean, I don't think they're that bad, but like, if you want, we can.
Might as well if he's not putting any extra focus towards it.
Hmm.
I just think if it's a trap, if they're doing something, and I know it's quite well within Ash's wheelhouse that these are just nice presents, but like, still,
What I
it's
do, because it's in a barn, and like Flinsire says, we don't want to be drawing attention to it. I could just post Cinders up. He does kind of could be a barn cat, and then if anything happens, he can alert me.
We could also lock it as well. Like, I guess we could get some big chains
Yeah,
and
just
have a lock
just
on
a
it.
lock. Yeah.
Ye old lock.
All right, ye old lock activate.
And barn cat. Okay.
All right, so you guys lock up the barn, leave the cat just kind of with the barn.
Mhm.
Inside the barn if possible, I guess.
Oh yeah, like if you can put Cinders on the inside of the barn, and I give him instructions. It's if he follows them to basically, if someone opens the door, to rush through and come and get me.
Or if
'Cause I
there's
can't-
weird shit with the boxes, like
Yeah, if anything goes strange in there, get out, come get me, kind of deal. Please, Cinders, work for me.
please.
The
All
fact that you're having to beg your
No,
familiar to do this,
really fills me with confidence.
Yeah.
it doesn't fill me with confidence, and a lock is really not going to do anything to a vampire
Sorry.
that could just turn into mist.
That's me RPing. He could. He's still a familiar. He should still follow the familiar, as in like the mechanics of it. It's me
Yeah.
RPing because he's a devil.
Yeah,
Mm.
but you are peeing it does not fill my character with
Yeah.
RP reasons to trust your cat.
Okay.
It's
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah, we can do this for mechanical reasons, it might work perfectly, but RP reasons just shot that in the foot.
It's up to you. You can stay in the barn, but there is a lovely bed upstairs that I am going to go and rest in because it's been a very long time since I've been in a bed there. So
I hate the fact that I'm going to say it, but I'm probably going to have to vote for the barn if nobody else is going to post up some sort of security.
I can't sleep in the barn. People already think I'm weird enough.
But I'd say you two have a room that you've got to be sharing, so obviously.
I'll be beauty, sorry. The barn's not good for me.
Oh,
Today on Liam.
Liam, surely after like you speak for the first 2 times, you realise something is wrong.
But no, it actually kind of felt like he was going. Are people answering me? That's the thing.
Okay.
Everything else going on didn't
That
fit
was
what I
just the
doing,
voices
so
in
it's
your
like-
head, Liam. That wasn't us.
No,
Right.
I'll say something if people just seem to fit around it. I was like, oh,
Okay,
If
so
you press
so
mute,
what?
mute when you want to talk or check.
It's
Fuck's sake.
Liam.
the
So,
thing is, my
Liam-
microphone is all lit up. It's RPG. When I mute it, it just goes.
It's RPG.
Dark, like off. RGB.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It lights when you're talking, and you didn't think, "Oh, this isn't lighting up."
Well, I wasn't actually looking at the microphone.
The microphone's in front of your face.
Enough of the Liam made us stupid. Liam, what did you say?
I don't sleep in the barn.
Don't want
I
to.
don't like it.
Okay.
It's in the bar. Please.
Gorgor, are you wanting
Uh,
servants' quarters or?
I don't mind if you want. Just if you want someone with you, I'll be in the barn.
Might as well keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Nobody else. Locke, Cinders, and the 2 of us trying to keep an eye on things should keep things fine.
Yeah, if you guys get into trouble, just send him. He'll come to me, and I will dump Devil Cat in his arms. Enjoy. And go.
Okay. All good. Everyone's got their assigned positions. Everyone got their homework.
I'm assuming, Michael, that the plan is you sleep, I watch. I sleep, you watch.
Yeah, we trade.
Yeah. Cool.
Not spoon and watch together.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be big. It wouldn't be big spoon, little spoon. It's
It'd be I don't. I'm just trying to think.
ladle and teaspoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a difference.
Okay, and with that, the information that you've gleaned will be awarded next session, as it's
Right.
you're trying to get
Yeah.
a large history of the local area, like some of the nobility, and just trying to get information about like your presumed vampire lord. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of information, it's a lot of pieces. You will collect that at the beginning of your next session, and you will awaken from some degree of your rest at the beginning of the next session.
Not yet.
Let's say we'll wake up from it. Does not
Gorgor's
mean
got
that we'll
things to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
Gorgor's
Gorgor doing?
gonna be moaching through the boxes.
Oh,
Fantastic.
While Flynn is sleeping, Gorgor's gonna moach.
Please type that for me in chat. We are at end time. Our
Yep.
next session will be January 5th because we're not going to be doing it over Christmas.
Well, yeah, because when is the next session? Would it be?
It would be the 22nd.
Okay, if that's no good, that's fine.
Yeah, like
I don't
It
mind.
gets
I'm
too
happy. I'm happy to go because what was it you said? The 5th. Yeah, no, that's fine for me.
Yeah.
No, we're all celebrating a very special birthday. My birthday. So.
Yay!
Oh, is your birthday on the 22nd?
No, it's 17th. But like,
Boo!
Wait, that's that's the day the Christmas thing.
Well, the clock tower is
yeah.
gonna be.
Wait,
yeah, that's
December
why
or
I
Jan-
said I can't come, guys. It's my birthday. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember him saying.
Oh yeah.
all right. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you all for coming to the
Oh.
session.
Thank you, Ash.
it was really
you. Yeah.
And for everyone that is still watching, I will say goodbye to
Sorry.
you all. And I will.
Everyone's still watching. Hi.
And I will reconvene on the 10th in 2 days, on the Saturday, with a one-shot of some more Dragon Stew, which features most of the people that you've heard tonight and maybe 1 or 2 extras. And I will see you.
Hello.
And I will see you all then. Goodbye, stream.
Bye.
Bye.